Welcome, Lion Nation, to AC Bible, where the Lions take on crosstown rival, the Glen Grizzlies. The Lions, not the home team, even though we're at AC Bible. It is Glen's homecoming. We're in the press box on the home side, but the Lion faithful will be across the stadium, which is always an odd situation, especially as a parent or a fan, but even as a broadcast team. We have to actually move over a couple of rooms into the visitor
Feels
broadcast.
a little off for Friday night.
Yes, definitely. So, of course, joining me is Frank Rodriguez, and we also have Ben Alanis joining us tonight, along with Juan Alanis. And we'll bring you all of the action tonight. It is a crowded press box as K-View is here, as well as both teams have their huddle cameras out on the deck. So Peter Casimir on camera for us will be throwing elbows out there on the deck to make sure he has enough room to get all of the action, him being the primary camera. So last week the Lions were here as a home team for their own homecoming, and they came out with a big victory over an early district favorite, the Georgetown Eagles, in an exciting fashion. Frank, what do you think about last week's game?
I think that's just the way to start district right there is 1-0.
That's right.
We're 1-0. We're in the driver's seat. We played good defense, good offense last week. If we continue that this week, we should have a good outcome.
Well, and when you take on one of, what is considered by many to be an early favorite in district, and you're able to get that win early in district play, it can really propel you to an opportunity in the postseason. We talked a little bit off the air. A couple of our former district foes, A&M Consolidated and College Station, are both in the top 10. So those guys could be in our district. Now they're not. Next week we go to Killeen Chaparral. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, Frank, is and get your opinion on is how important is it to forget a big win like that coming into a game like tonight with Glen?
I mean, you want to be 1-0 every week. So if we, for lack of a better word, if you stay drunk on that last game, then it's going to hinder us being 1-0 this week. So we got to just take the good, take the notes, get on for this next week, get on for Grizzly game plan, and execute it.
Well, and there was always, anytime the Lions win, it's exciting for the fans and the faithful. But ultimately, there was a little bit of chaos this week. Big game from the Lions quarterback, Logan Mitchell, as he came off of an injury and had a heck of a performance against Georgetown. He won Austin Sports Journal's Player of the Week. That's the second Lion this season to win that award.
He deserves it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was up against some stiff competition as well. But this team, this Glen Grizzly team, they lost last Friday against Eastview, which is also one of the early favorites for a playoff spot in this district. But Glen was able to produce a lot on offense. Talk about their offense a little bit.
Yeah, their offense, it's not really much of a pass game, but their rush game, they had 54 carries for 486 yards rushing. And that wasn't just one guy. That was about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough night. That can shorten a game if you allow your opponent to keep the football on the ground for significant amounts of time. But the Lions, what they have going for them is they have a versatile offense. They can run the ball pretty well, but they can throw the ball probably as well as any of the teams we've seen this year. And one of the things that was a problem for Glen last week was what?
Was passing.
Pass defense, right?
Pass defense, yeah.
And so we hope to see a big game from the Lion offense, and I think the Lion defense can contain. But, we saw a big running back last week. You're going to see a little bit of a change of pace with Glen. They run pretty much a run-style offense. We've seen them in the past come out in a wing tee, which is a 1930s, 1940s, 1950s style offense, and it's one of those kind of offenses, if we do see it tonight from them, it's one that you can't really prepare for on a regular basis. You kind of have to squeeze it into that work that week. And you've dealt with teams that have unique offenses and defenses in your playing time here at Leander. So what happens in preparation time? How do you focus on a given offense that like maybe one team on your schedule runs?
Well, you got to just try to keep it vanilla. I know that doesn't sound right, but keep your players. Don't let your quarterbacks get outside of you. Keep outside containment, but at the same time, get a good rush on that offensive line. They got some big boys over here now for
Yes.
Glenn. Now, this is a big boy. He was 77, was 6'5", 310 pounds. That's a big boy. But as far as game planning, I mean, just be more physical than they are today.
Well, we'll turn it over to the field camera, and we'll bring you all the action. Thanks for tuning in here on SHN Sports, your home for Lion football. Roll Pride.
Go Lions.
And it looks like the Lions are already onto the field for the game, and coming out now are the Glen Grizzlies. It's going to be a little odd as you watch. We're in the same press box. We're a little bit to the north of where we would typically be since we're in the visitors booth, but you're going to see the Lions from a different angle tonight. So you won't be seeing their backs. You'll be seeing their face masks. And the Lions spend some time in prayer there in the end zone as a team, and they're carrying the stars and stripes and the Come Take It Texas flag. So we'll bring you all that action here shortly. It looks like the Glen Choir will do the anthem for us, and we'll turn up the crowd mic. Shut that door too. That switch, that dial on the wall, turn it up.
Exchange showing good sportsmanship between the two schools.
Not sure what the delay is here, but they don't have the colors out on the field. I don't see the ROTC, so I'm not sure if they're just going to sing. There is a flag on the pole, so we can look there.
Our country with the performing of the national anthem by the members of the Glen High School Choir Department, with members of the ASL Club and Honor Society, who are joined by ASL alumni. ASL teacher is Miss Janice McDonald. Directors of the choir program are Assistant Mr. Colby Schutz, and leading the choir this evening, Miss Teresa Killingsworth.
Nice rendition there of the national anthem by the Glen Grizzly Choir, as well as the American Sign Language team from Glen, providing sign language of the lyrics of the national anthem, which is excellent. Already have an early score here. Cedar Park jumping out early on their opponent, the Rouse Raiders, by a score of 7-0. That game can't be more than just a couple of minutes old unless they kicked off a little bit early, which I don't really see that happening. But they're over at Gupton Field tonight, the Rouse Raiders and the Cedar Park Timberwolves, two future opponents here in district play for Leander. And out for the Lions as captains are going to be number 23, Salorm Quarshie, number 11, Derek Pites. Looks like that's 58, Caleb Song. And I believe that last one looks like, is that 22, Frank? On the right?
13.
It was. I guess I need to get my binoculars out, because 22 and 13 don't really look a whole lot alike, but that's Jake Bridwell, in case you're wondering. But we'll bring you all the action tonight. We'll get you the booster sponsors who have really contributed to the success of their program financially and through use of facilities in terms of locations to have podcasts. And it's been a fun season so far. Lions at 2-2. We'll bring you the district standings here in a second after the coin toss. Kind of a long discussion. It's the referees.
It's good to see Corshire back, though. He was out last game.
It looks like the Lions have won the toss, and they have elected to receive, so they'll be getting the football to open the game. Let's go on ahead and bring you the district standings. Currently, there's 4 teams 1-0 at the top of district. That's Eastview, Cedar Park, Rouse, and your Lions. And then 4 teams, of course, that are 0-1 in district play. That's the Georgetown Eagles, the Lake Belton, I'm not sure what their mascot is, and then Colleen Chaparral is there along with the Glen Grizzlies. I'll have to look into that Lake Belton. It can't be the Tigers, because that would be the Belton Tigers. So Bobcats? Juan thinks it's the Bobcats, and we'll go with that until we know better. So the kickoff team for the Glen Grizzlies out on the sideline, as well as the Lions on their sideline.
The Broncos.
They're the Broncos. Somebody must be a Denver fan. Right. Although there are plenty of Bronco-type horses here in the state of Texas. Back deep to receive for the Lions, of course, is going to be Zane Wooldridge, and it looks like that may be Mason Montgomery over there as the other returner. It's either him or
that's Montgomery right there.
It is. So Montgomery doing what he can to get on the field here as a quarterback. We've seen him perform well at the QB, and he's also played quite a bit of receiver this season. We'll see him carry the ball as well. So keep an eye on Mason Montgomery.
He's definitely an important weapon.
Oh, yeah. You got to get your best players out on the field, even if there's somebody in front of them in a particular position that they're used to. Kicking off for Glenn is going to be number 8, and that is DeAndre Johnson, or maybe it's a 6. Kick is going to be fielded in the end zone out to the 10. He's going to cut out and tripped up around the 13-yard line is Mason Montgomery, and so the Lions will have it 1st and 10 from there. And that's one of those you kind of wish you had back, Frank. You take that fair catch, you're out at the 25, but instead the Lions will start at around the 13-yard line here, 1st down and 10. And just in case you're wondering, last week we didn't have a stadium scoreboard that was what we're accustomed to, and this week we have it fixed. So they're working on the stadium media, the sound. So we don't actually have a crowd mic. We're doing a workaround here within the room. So looks like we've got Mitchell at quarterback. He's going to take a snap, fake it to Gordon, and carry it off the left tackle for a gain of about 3 yards to the 16, where it'll be 2nd and 7. And you'll take 3 yards every time. 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Well, he's taking a few jabs right now, just trying to get comfortable.
Get
their range.
3 times 4 is 12, but you don't want to be going for it on 4th down in your end of the field, so you got to get a little bit more on one of these plays. Gordon, the running back beside Mitchell. They're going to hand to Gordon. He's going to have the outside and cut up around the 20. He'll step out of bounds, which will make it a 3rd down and about 3 yards, which is really perfect for a 3rd down. Now, of course, you have a lot you can do here on 3rd down. You can run the ball. You can get 3 yards pretty easily on a run, or you can throw the football. But as Darryl Royal said, 3 things can happen when you throw the football, and 2 of them are bad. So we'll see what happens here on 3rd down with the Lions as they come out in a pistol spread. The pistol back will be Gordon, and they'll bring a man in motion. They'll fake to him, looking up that left sideline. Receiver open, and he sits down and catches it for a 1st down right around the 29, make it the 30. And that, of course, number 1, Zane Wooldridge. And who do you go to on 3rd down when you need a big play?
Mr. Magic Man.
And that's right. And Wooldridge will have the 1st down for the Lions all the way up to the 30-yard line. And the Lions in their opening drive have their first down of the evening. And one of the things, I'm not going to jinx them. I'm not even going to say it. So spread formation here. The Lions will bring trips to the wide side of the formation. Gordon remains the running back. They're going to fake to Gordon, and Mitchell will keep it. He's at the 35-40. He's at midfield, 45-40. They're not going to catch him.
88 out the gate.
20, 10-5, touchdown, Logan Mitchell. And just continuing on his tear on the ground for the Lions. Had 3 touchdowns on the ground last week, and he adds a 70-yarder here.
He's just picking up where he left off at. That's a way to start off a good upset for homecoming right there.
Yeah, and the Lions do exactly what they need to do. Forget last week and focus on the present and take care of business. Renee Rodriguez will come out. Stericker will be the holder for the Lions on the point after attempt. Rodriguez punches it through, and the Lions have an early 7-0 lead with 11:01 remaining here in the first quarter. Let's shout out our sponsors while we have a moment here. The gold sponsors are Bear Electric LLC and Mercy Veterinary Hospital. The silver sponsors include Bill Miller's Barbecue, our man Frank Rodriguez's RDZ Roofing, and Raising Cane's. Then the bronze sponsors Golden Chick, Toyota of Cedar Park, TSO of Cedar Park, Whitestone Fine Jewelry, Sisk Rob Incorporated, and JT Reisdorf at State Farm. The Lion Pride sponsors are A-Plus Septic Cleaning and Repairs, Grissom Insurance Group, and Black Rock Coffee. The Roll Pride sponsors are MLD Services and Modern Shade, as well as Milo Aquatics. And we have a list of other sponsors we'll read to you here momentarily as the Lions come out in their kickoff team. Back deep to receive for Glenn. They have 3 guys back there. One of those, number 22, Jaden Smith. Glenn wearing orange on orange with orange helmets. They look quite a bit like the Clemson Tigers tonight. Lions wearing their white on white, blue numbers, white lids. Rodriguez gets into it, and it's going to be fielded by number 22, Jaden Smith, and he's going to get cut down around the 24-yard line. A flag comes in. I'm not sure what that is, if it's an illegal block or it's in the area where you may see a hold or a block in the back. Let's see what the call is. It's near the 20.
Block in the back, 23, return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And obviously we got the referee mics working. If the crowd mic might not be working, but the referee mic is working. And that'll back the line of scrimmage up to the 10-yard line. And so similar to Leander, Glenn starting with their backs against the goal line. The line's able to drive down the field and get early points. We'll see what Glenn can do here with just under 11 minutes in the first quarter. And Doubleby under center for Glenn. They hand it to the fullback, and he tries to get through behind the left guard. And that was number 3 on that carry, Ethan Mather. Going to give him a gain of about 4 yards, almost 5 yards. It looks like they're going to give him 5 yards. So decent gain on first down by Mather. Doubleby, the quarterback, Dakota Doubleby, his dad, the quarterback coach at Glenn, Ryan Doubleby, used to be a coach here at Leander. They'll do a pitch to number 3 again, Ethan Mather, and the Lions will cut him down for a loss. And it looks like there may be a turnover. And it is. The Lions celebrate a turnover. The Grizzlies, unbelievable, as the Lions have the football on the 14-yard line of Glenn, and they can really put a little bit of cushion here with a quick score.
And you got to like this defense. It's 8 in the box right now. There's 8 men in the box right now.
That's how you defend an offense like this. You got one that doesn't throw the ball very often, then you better get your guys up there and get ready to stick that head in there.
Hey, you're showing 486 yards previous game? Show me.
Yeah.
Show me.
And it'll be a long night for that defense because it is one of those kinds of offenses that'll wear on you over the course of a game. So they'll need to substitute liberally, especially on that defensive front. Mitchell will come out as the Lion quarterback. He has Gordon, or check that, it's Mason Montgomery for drive number 2 at quarterback. Has Gordon beside him. They'll hand fake to Gordon. Montgomery will keep it. He's got the 15, cuts up at the 10. A flag comes down near the line of scrimmage and in the area that would usually indicate a hold as it came out after the snap of the play, and we'll see what the call is here.
Yeah, that was big board number 76.
It is going to go against the Lions.
He just had trouble just getting that outside containment of that linebacker over there.
Yeah, Montgomery had a pretty good gain on that, but if he was aided by a hold, then they'll mark off that 10-yard penalty. It'll remain first down for the Lions, but they won't have as deep of a penetration as they had after that turnover. The ball now going to be at the Glen Grizzly 24-yard line. As soon as we get a break here, we'll get you some score updates. Gordon, the running back for Mason Montgomery at quarterback.
Mitchell's receivers back in there.
Mitchell's back in. Mitchell will keep it up the middle and spins his way forward after he fakes to Gordon, and he'll gain about 2, maybe 3 yards to the 22. And the Lions, you really don't want to waste the turnover, so may get a little conservative here and put Rene Rodriguez out there, but you still got plenty of plays here to try to get down the field. And, of course, you've got guys like Zane Wooldridge and Mason Montgomery out at receiver, as well as Derek Pites. So let's see, as they bring 4 wideouts to the wide side of the field in an empty set, it is a screen pass to Montgomery and able to trip him up. Otherwise, he's running up the sideline as number 22, Jaden Smith. And so that's actually a loss of 2 on the play for Leander back to the 24-yard line. So it is 3rd and 20 yards to go here with 9, 10, and counting in the first quarter. The Lions will bring in some substitutes. Coming into the game is Isaac Montgomery, the big sophomore wide receiver, to see if I'd look for something along one of the sidelines here in terms of a pass into the end zone. Gordon will be the running back.
A nice slant to Zane.
Mitchell rolls to the wide side, flips it towards his intended target, and it looks like that's going to be number 16, Dominic Jaramillo. But, he had to turn his body. He was running away from his arm, his strong arm, and so that it was a kind of an awkward delivery, and it's no good. And so Rene Rodriguez will come out, and looks like they're going to attempt they're going to put it on the 32. So this is a 42-yard field goal attempt for Rene Rodriguez, with Aiden Stericker doing the holding.
He's got the leg for it.
Snap. It's a bad snap, but Stericker able to get it down. Rodriguez is going to be a little bit to the right. He had the distance, but it was just a little bit right. And you have to think that snap being a little bit off resulted in the rhythm being affected. One of the things as a kicker you want is just smooth every time.
You don't want to get Charlie Brown out there.
Right. Well, every time you want it to, you want that muscle memory to be what you rely on. And unfortunately, that kick a little to the right as Sterker was able to get the snap and get the ball onto the ground. But again, the delay as a result of that high snap, I have to believe affected Rene Rodriguez there, and the Grizzlies will snap into their wing T formation, and they'll hand to the fullback, first man through, right off right tackle. He'll pick up about 2 yards. They're going to give him the 27-yard line. A whole pride of Lions in there on the stop. I'm going to say the number 9 leading the charge in Matthew Anderson, senior linebacker out there playing left side, the wide side linebacker, and the Lions lining up everybody on their hands in every run lane. And there is a flag down, and there's an opening. The running back is at midfield. He's at the 40. He's being run down from behind. He's able to break that tackle, and that is number 4, Keaton Gordon, taking it about 68 yards. But we have a penalty flag down at the 34, and more than likely that's going to be a hold and bring that back. We'll see. Nope, it is against Leander. It was an offsides penalty. And so the touchdown will count. It is 7-6. The point after touchdown coming up for the Grizzlies. And just like that, the Lions had a turnover, were unable to convert points, and Glenn snatching a little bit of the momentum back here.
Yeah, that was just a mishap right there. All season, we played good defense. It's just blown plays right there, those 60, 70-yard touchdowns. They get to you.
So the kicker, Armando Don Juan, for the Grizzlies out. He's a ladies' man. He's able to punch it through the middle there.
Right with a name like that.
Yeah, for the point after. The score now tied at 7. And if you will, would you update us on some scores, Ben?
Yeah, right now Cedar Park coming out strong against Rouse, currently winning 14-0 in the first quarter. Then it looks like Vandegrift and McNeil Mavericks still 0-0. Westwood Warriors, Hutto Hippos still 0-0. Yeah, it looks like Manor is actually beating Round Rock 6-0. First quarter. Yeah, Killian Chaparral Bobcats and Georgetown Eagles also still 0-0. It's like Georgetown Eastview, Lake Belton Broncos also still 0-0 first quarter.
So a lot of games just now getting underway. Thank you very much, Ben. Don Juan out to kick for the Grizzlies, and the Lions just need to be cautious that the Grizzlies don't try to pull some kind of onside kick here. Montgomery as well as check that, is back there with Zane Wooldridge was number 10, Isaac Montgomery, and Montgomery will let it go over his head out of the end zone, and the Lions will take it on the 25. And you could tell that the coaches had some things to say about Mason Montgomery trying to return that kick out of the end zone. They told the returners, if it's out of the end zone, we'll take it on the 25 instead of the 11. So the Lions will have it first and 10 with 7:47 remaining here in the first. Mason Montgomery comes out as the quarterback. Beside him is Gordon. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Tried to draw him off with that early clap, but had to get the signal from the coaching staff. Ryan Bailey, the offensive coordinator for the Lions. That pass is complete on the little curl route to the slot receiver. That's Zane Wooldridge, and he'll pick up 3 yards. He's tackled pretty much immediately after the catch. Ball now at the line, 28-yard line, 2nd and 7. Montgomery remains the quarterback, has 2 receivers on both sides of his formation. The pistol running back is Kamarian Gordon. passes in the flat to Wooldridge, and he's able to break the first tackle and turn what would have been no gain into a short gain about 1 yard to the 29, where it'll be third down and about 6 yards to go for Leander. This is not really your best down distance situation, but the Lions have been able to convert many third and semi-long downs and distances this season. But you can bet the Glen Grizzlies are going to be watching number 1, Zane Wooldridge. He's out here as a twin, and he's in motion. They hit him on the slant. No, they hit Pites. Pites at the 40, 30, 20. You can bet he's hanging on to that football.
You already know looking back.
5 touchdown, Derek Pites. And the youngster, the tight end, the H-back, I talked to his dad recently this week, and he's received an offer to play at Southwestern University here in Georgetown, the Central Texas area. But he's looking at some other colleges as well. He's not going to make that decision today, but great play.
Hey, and I'm telling you, he came right off that line, ran that wheel route, and there was nobody on him. It was just him on that track by himself.
I couldn't see that far, but I guarantee you Mason Montgomery's eyes were huge.
Yeah.
Rodriguez out for the point after attempt. Steriker with a hold, and the kick is up and good, and the Lions grab the lead right back. That's what was that, a 64-yard completion? So we've had a 70-yard run for the Lions and a 64-yard touchdown pass by Mason Montgomery.
And I know hindsight's 20/20, but I was just about to say it'd be nice to see some Pites in there because he's definitely shown last game that he's a good tight end.
Well, and one of the things that impressed me the most about him last week is after the unfortunate incident where he's going into the end zone and the ball was poked out by the defender from Georgetown that resulted in a touchback and not a touchdown, he increased his level of play, and he was just making plays right and left defensively during that second half of that game.
Yeah, he went back to the next series on that next down and took the ball away from that running back.
Right. And so, who knows what Southwestern wants him for, but my guess is they're offensive-oriented
Like we asked
team.
him at the podcast, what's your favorite offense or defense? He says football, so he's Mr. Football.
He'll wherever he's on the field.
That's it.
So he'll be out there on the kick team. So he didn't get much of a rest.
Oh, he's a wrestler. He's got plenty of cardio.
You have to be if you're going to wrestle. That's not a joke. And similar to wrestling, boxing is another one of those sports. You better be in good shape. So Rodriguez will line up the kick back deep to receive for the Grizzlies. We got a couple of returners. Number 22, Jaden Smith, had the last return. I'd expect a similar. Oh, it's short onside attempt, and it's in the air.
There you go.
And the Lions have it. Oh, it's back on the ground. It is the Lion football. I don't see who came up with it. It looks like it was number 20 for Leander, and that, of course, is Jay Coates, the junior defensive back, and the Lions will have their second turnover off of Glenn, and this one on special teams with a real quick little pooch kick from Rene Rodriguez. And
he might have drawn that up himself right there. He tried to get that field goal back.
You got to credit Coach Adam McLean for making that call.
Yeah.
The kicker's not just going to kick an onside. Not at this level. You get in some trouble, even at the NFL level. So it looks like Montgomery will come out, but it'll be Mitchell at quarterback, and it's an empty formation for Mitchell as he has trips at the wide side of the formation, Montgomery in the slot, and they'll bring him in motion, and they'll pitch the ball to him, and it's going to be a pass, but Montgomery tucks it to run. He's at midfield. He breaks the tackle 45-40. He gets to the outside. He steps out of bounds after picking up a first down. Or did he get the first? He's real close. And it looks like they will give him the first down at the 39-yard line of Glenn. And that'll move the chains, and good play call there, but Glenn kind of sniffed it out. Montgomery wasted no time to use his legs and pick up the first down.
No, he's got a good stride on him right there. He got out there. He wasn't going down without a fight.
He's still out at receiver. Gordon will come in as the running back. 3 receivers on the wide side of the formation for the Lions. They're going to hand to Gordon straight ahead, and he'll break one tackle and carry it up to about the 36-yard line, and a late flag comes in. One of the Lions on the ground. He may maybe unsportsmanlike. We'll see what the call is, but it's certainly not in the area of a hold, as the play was pretty well over when the flag came out. We'll see what the white hat has to say. So that was kind of a late hit after the whistle by Demario Alba as he tried to take out one of the big boys on the front of the offensive line. And that's not going to work out for you in the long run besides a penalty. You're going to have a lineman hunting you down. And I think it was Big 76.
Yeah, he was trying to keep from getting pancaked is what it was.
That's Jacob Wells, the junior.
The big boy.
Left tackle. The receivers come out in 4 to the top of the formation for Logan Mitchell. Here as a single receiver, Zane Wooldridge on the right short side of the formation. Mitchell looks that way, up the sideline, and its pass was behind and a little bit short coverage there for Glenn by number 2, DeMarcus Davis, and it'll be second down. That'll stop the clock on the incompletion with 6:02 remaining in the first. Lions in the huddle. Montgomery looks like he's out as the quarterback. The Lions mixing it up with 1 and 1A. Gordon will be the running back. And I checked that. That is Mitchell.
There it goes.
And he's going to take it to the house for his 5th scoring touchdown in just a couple of weeks.
He makes it look easy.
Well, nobody even touched him. I'm not sure Glenn was even set on that play, but the Lions jump out ahead 20-7 with 5:54 remaining. And after this point we'll turn it over to Ben here for some score updates in the area. Rodriguez the kicker, Steriker the holder. I'll have to figure out who the deep snapper is. Can never see them because they're always crouched over.
Well, you got to love how Mitchell's running. I mean.
Oh, yeah. He's carrying
so
this
confident.
team right
yeah.
now. And so the line's up 21-7. Ben, you got some updates for us?
Yeah, it looks like starting off with last night's score, Westlake beat Aiken 70-0.
Wow.
That's never fun.
And then it looks like tonight, right now, Round Rock is currently beating Manor 6-7. First quarter still. And College Station beating Pflugerville Hendrickson 7-0. Still first quarter too. Then Westwood Warriors versus Hutto Hippos. Hutto's 7-3. Vandergrift Vipers versus McNeil Mavericks 7-0. First quarter too.
Yeah, still early on. We'll get more scores to you throughout the game, so you don't have to, use your phone to look up the scores. We'll bring you the updates as we get them. 3 returners back for the Grizzlies. I guarantee you they're watching a little more closely on this kickoff.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith, one of those 3 kick returners, probably one of the more dangerous returners they have. Also back number 29 for Glenn, and that is Evan Blair, sophomore running back. So he's got good speed. And that one out of the end zone by Rodriguez. It's not returnable, and the Grizzlies will have the ball on the 25-yard line with 5:54 remaining. I want to shout out the additional sponsors. They include Quality Moving and Storage, digdwell.com, Thrifty, I can't even read my own writing, Thrifty Goat Graphics, Leander 123, Cedar Park Law, Wyndham Roofing, Pigpen Cycles, Baldy's Jeep Shop, Walks It To You, Brooklyn Heights Pizzeria, Guaco Taco, Lucky Rabbit, and Community something outreach. I can't read my own writing. That's pathetic. That play off a right tackle for a couple of yards. Community Blessing Outreach at LHS. We want to thank the sponsors for all they do to support this program. And you're seeing it this season. Coach Price has been very methodical at trying to turn the program around. We've seen some losing years of the Lions over the last few years, and they just need to continue to play the kind of football they've been playing the last few weeks, and there'll be somebody to contend with. Doubleby takes a quick snap and a little counter play, and the Lion linebackers are able to stack him up, but keeping his legs churning is number 22. That is Jaden Smith, and he'll pick up a Grizzly first down at around the 38. Clock moving at 5:07.
Yeah, Glenn's hitting the fast-paced offense right now. They're against that line, and there's about 3 guys in the backfield, so you got to kind of figure out what's going on.
Well, and they do. That's one of the features of that offense, right? They'll break the huddle, and then they're on the line of scrimmage and snapping the ball quick. They don't give you a whole lot of time to see what formation they are in. And they're in that wing T, tight offensive formation. They're going to only gain a couple of yards off left tackle there. Couldn't really tell who was carrying the football for the Grizzlies, and that's one of the problems as a broadcaster with that offense. But the tackle,
number 4 right there,
or 5, one of them, Kessler in on it as well. Number 5 and number 4, Nick Parsons, and we have an injury timeout with 4:29 remaining. So we'll hope that it's, something simple like a cramp. We don't want any players hurt on either squad as the trainers attend to them. I just want to, again, thank all those sponsors. You don't really understand how much that means. And if you're a faithful fan of Leander football and you have the need to use one of these businesses, I recommend that you do so, because doing so it trickles back down to the program, and these are quality businesses owned by members of your community. So if you can, support those businesses. So after the injury timeout, we're back on the field. It is 2nd down and 7 yards to go. The Lions with a 5-man front at the moment. The Grizzlies quickly up to the line of scrimmage, and they bring a man in motion. It's a counter towards the wide side, towards us, and it carries about 4 yards to the 46, where he's wrangled down by number 30 for the Lions. That is Nigel Gilchrist. It is 3rd and short, and do we see the Lions bring up those linebackers again in a 4-point stance, or looks like they're going to stick with a 5-man front? Looks like they're running a 5-3 here. Tight formation again for Glenn, and the Lions were there for it. It was the first man through. I think he might have been able to hang on to the football, but that looked like that was number 23 on the carry, Jason Ortiz. It is a turnover, and that was Derek Pites coming in to make the tackle, and it looks like he stripped it, and the Lions with their 3rd turnover from Glenn. And the Lions will have it in Glenn territory at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 with 3:34 remaining here in the first quarter. And the Lions looking, hey, Glenn had the same situation last week. They jumped up on Eastview. They were up, I believe at one time it was 30-7. But Eastview continued to battle and ended up coming out with a win there last week. So the Lions need to keep their proverbial foot on the throat of the Glenn Grizzlies. Gordon, the running back, 2 receivers and an H-back to the right. Mitchell keeps it. He spins forward, and he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe get just a minimal gain, 2nd down. We're going to say pretty much just back to the line of scrimmage, but he avoided a loss. It is now 2nd and 10 for the Lions as they huddle near midfield. Gordon remains the running back, 2 receivers, top and bottom of the formation. Mitchell looks to the sideline. Pass is complete in the flat to Zane Wooldridge, and he's able to spin his way forward. A ton of Glenn Grizzlies out there knowing that wherever number 1 lines up, you're going to have 2 or 3 guys over there, and he's able to get a minimal gain to the 43. It is now 3rd down for Leander. And you don't want to blow opportunity for points. Each time you get a turnover, you want to be able to get that.
Especially with the offense that's putting up 486 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Take away time.
Well, we saw a long run already for a score. Mitchell with a pump fake. He's just going to throw it away here on 3rd down. The Lions will try to pin the Grizzlies. Is good coverage there by the Glen Grizzlies secondary will force a 4th down decision for Leander. It's in that no man's land, and you could just go for it. It's not like that's where Glen was, right? So if you don't convert here, you're pretty much just giving them the ball back. It's like the turnover never happened, other than some time off the game clock. So it does look like the Lions will go for it unless they decide to let Mitchell do a little pooch punt here. Gordon will be the running back to his right. 3 receivers on the wide side of the formation. He's looking that direction. Pass is a little bit too tall for intended for number 21, Gordon. And the ball will go over on downs to the Grizzlies with 2:09. So I think that we saw that one of the score updates was Georgetown is actually losing to Lake Belton right now. I think it was 7-0. Okay, it is still 0-0 in that game. I read it wrong. So Stony Point and Cedar Ridge in 6A are tied in that Round Rock ISD district, and it's a sweep by the Grizzlies, and the Lions just swarming. What a
pack
swarm.
of Lions out there on defense.
And they are flowing to the football like running water. Unbelievable.
And they had that outside containment. They made the running back go back inside, and it was met with a bunch of Lions. Hungry Lions.
There was nowhere to go.
No.
He got outside the tackle, had 2 or 3 defenders setting the edge, and when he tried to cut back the other direction, he was met with the 4 or 5 other Lions. So the loss on the play is going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Now that defense looks hungry tonight.
Well, they're going to have to play like that all night, and that may be what the coaches told them. Earn this by shutting down the run. Glenn again with a quick snap, and there's a quick penalty. Could be an offsides or something like that. It was right at the snap of the ball. That was Jaden Smith on the carry up to midfield, shy of the 1st down. We'll see what the call is here. Likely be declined, although you could accept it for a shorter game, but you get an additional down. So they are going to accept the 5-yard penalty. And that way it's 2nd down instead of so you're looking at 2nd and 6 instead of 3rd and 4, right? That's not. I mean, you that extra play can be the difference in a drive. And we've seen the Lions get good penetration from their front. So the referee's kind of trying to decide if he can just do the math or if he's going to step it off, and it looks like he's being instructed to step it off. And that'll put the line of scrimmage. It should put the line of scrimmage right around the 48. They've got it at the 47. So it'll be 2nd and about, was that 6 yards? 7 yards. 2nd and 7. Grizzlies quickly out of the huddle. 2 receivers this time. Dubelby hands off to the running back number 23. He's in the open, Jason Ortiz, and he's going to have a 1st down. There is another flag down over here on the Glen sideline, so we'll see if that affects this play in that gain. It looks like it may be against Leander. It is an offsides against Leander, so Glen will have the football in line territory. Looks like it's going to be right around the 35. Now they're going to move it up to the – set the ball down, ref. So it is going to be the 31 of Leander after a long look to the head linesman.
Yeah, 42 was lined up way back in that zone over there.
So he was well in
he was
the
ready.
neutral zone.
Yeah.
Grizzlies again quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Ball's on the ground. Dubelby loses it, and he's able to get outside. but he's cut off as he spins inside the 30, and he was able to turn that into a gain of about 4 yards up to the 26-yard line, make it 5 yards, 2nd and 5.
That almost got ugly quick.
You can see why he's playing quarterback. He's got good, quick feet and good decision making. That was obviously a broken play. So 2nd down and 5. Grizzlies under center quickly. The counter play to number 29. He breaks the tackle. He's got a 1st down inside the 20. He'll carry it inside the 15 to the 14. And number 29 is Evan Blair. Another 1st down for Glenn as they move inside the red zone of Leander. Ball going to be at the 14-yard line as the first quarter winds to an end. So we'll flip sides of the field. We'll bring you some scores here from Ben Alaniz. Ben, give us some updates on the local scores.
Yeah, it looks like right now, Round Rock beating Maynard 13-6 in the first quarter. Vandegrift still beating McNeil 7-0. Westwood is actually losing to Hutto 14-3 first quarter too. Cedar Park is beating Rouse 21-7. And then Georgetown is actually beating Chaparral 21-0 in the first quarter too. And it looks like College Station beating Hendrickson Hawks 27-0.
Well, that Hendrickson team, one of the Lions' opponents, with one of the 2 wins the Lions have this season. Of course, College Station was actually in the state championship game at the end of last year, and it's why they're in the top 10 as well as A&M Consolidated. They did lose. I think it was to I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been Aledo. It was one of those schools that win a lot of state championships. I don't recall, but it was a pretty good game. That was a really good College Station squad last year, so not surprising that they're putting it on the Hendrickson Hawks. As we open the second, the Lions on top, 21-7. The Grizzlies knocking on the door at the Lion 14-yard line. It is a 1st down and 10 for the Grizzlies. I want to call them the Clemson Tigers. They look just like them.
They're quite the rushing committee. That's the 4th person to rush for them on that series right there.
Yeah, they have a lot of running backs. And they break the huddle quickly. Dubbleby under center. They're going to hand it to Blair on a counter play, and he's stacked up. They don't ever bring him to the ground, but he lost about 2, maybe 3 yards as that right side of the line defensive line got good penetration there on the snap of the ball. 2nd and 12. The Grizzlies can pick up a 1st down at the 5. And they're in the huddle now, trying to decide what wing tee play they're going to run. Quick break of the huddle, and they're under center quickly. Dubbleby rolls to his right, looking to pass. He's got a man in the end zone, but good coverage there by the Lions, number 21. Is that 21 or? No, it's not 21. It's got to be 27.
For Leander?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Good coverage out there, though, is that's one of the first passes from the Grizzlies tonight, and that's one of the things the offense does
24, yeah.
It lulls you into a sense of it's going to be a run every time. That was Nicholas Winton on the coverage, but you think it's going to be a run every time, and then you get burned on a fake run and a play action. But the Lions were ready for it on that play. It's now 3rd and 12. And the Grizzlies will call a timeout.
Is that the first pass play we've seen from them?
It is their first pass of the night.
Oh, wow.
And, again, based on the yardage they put on the field last week, it's not a surprise that they don't throw the football a whole lot. Again, it's one of those offenses you don't see a whole lot of teams run anymore. And when you play a team that does run it, it makes it difficult to prepare for. But the Lions obviously spent some of that time during their bye week preparing for this game as well as Georgetown. Both weeks great game plans by the coaching staff and great execution by the players themselves.
Yeah, I like the stacked box right now against the rush. I mean, it's holding up really well right now.
Well, and if, the way their offense is, you're only going to have probably 2 wideouts on a given formation.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you can cover those with 3 DBs. You can use one of your normal defensive backs as a linebacker, one of the more adept at tackling. And so far the Lions have been very successful. There's one big play from Glenn. And, this drive here, they've had a decent strung together several good plays. But just that one big long run. Other than that,
yeah. Last week, Glenn had 4 catches for 50 yards receiving.
So that's not a whole lot. Grizzlies under center. Doubleby brings a man in motion. He's going to hand to the full. No, he's going to keep it off the right side. He's going to carry close to the 10, but he's popped by a couple of lines. That's Bridwell getting up off the top of the pile there for the Lions, and it's going to be 4th down. Decision time here for the Grizzlies. Are they going to kick a field goal? Looks like they are going to bring out their kicker, Armando Don Juan, to not waste this drive. They want to come out with points. They can cut it into the Lion lead down to 11 with this field goal attempt if it's good for Don Juan. Doubleby is the holder, so you got to watch out. There's the kick. It's up, and it is good, and it is now a 21-10 score here in the second. And the Lions just really controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball here. Other than that really long run by Jaden Smith, the Lions have really slowed down this attack. And so, as much as I was worried about them being able to defend this oddball offense that you don't see very often, they've done a good job of containing it.
Yeah, the D-line's getting a great push. I mean, the point of contact is right there on the line every time for the ball carrier. So, I mean, Leander's getting a good surge on the front end. Great scheme against these guys.
And Glenn has a big offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of it is the get-off part of it. You get off and you get underneath the offensive lineman, their pads, you can get some good penetration. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, Coach Price definitely had them in the trenches this week.
So back deep to receive for the Lions is going to be Isaac Montgomery, number 10, and Zane Wooldridge to try to receive the kickoff from Armando Don Juan. And with Isaac Montgomery back there, one of the things that that you can't just kick away from Wooldridge, because Montgomery can make you pay as well, as they keep flipping sides. They're trying to mess with Don Juan, and his kick is going to go to Isaac Montgomery right around the 3. He'll carry it up over the 10, 15, 20. He's able to break a tackle over the 25 to about the 29, where the Lions will take over. On the stop is number 80. I don't see an 86 on this roster, but that's what I thought I saw on the tackle. This could be number 43, Anthony Rodriguez. I just need to start using my binoculars, I guess.
Right.
It's hard when you have to alternate between your cheaters to see the roster and your binoculars to see the field. Lions on the sideline will break the huddle. Logan Mitchell at quarterback. Montgomery, one of the receivers. Gordon just to the left of Mitchell. And he'll keep it off the fake and carries up over the 35 to about the 38. Nice 8-yard gain on first down. Making the stop for the Grizzlies, Jaden Smith, number 22, working both ways in the secondary. We see a lot of Iron Man football this year from a lot of teams. It is 2nd and 2 for Leander. Clock moving in under 10 minutes. Gordon, the running back, 2 receivers, top and bottom of the formation for the Lions. It's a handoff to Gordon. He spins his way in the middle, and he'll pick up the first down, carry it up to the line, 44-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Nice gain there right up the gut behind Casimir, the center. Lions quickly on the line of scrimmage, not wasting any time. Same personnel. And again, it's Gordon. He'll bounce this one out to the right and carry it to midfield and step out of bounds right at midfield. So a gain of about 6 yards. Lions need to get to the 46-yard line of Glenn for another first down. It'll be second and short. Lions will huddle this time after the quick play on that first down. Montgomery, the wideout, along with Isaac Montgomery and Zane Wooldridge over here on the far side of the formation. As the screen pass to Wooldridge, he's got Isaac Montgomery blocking in front of him, as well as Mason Montgomery, but he'll get knocked out of bounds around the 40. It'll be another first down for the Lions.
Leander's making it look easy right here.
Their offense is really clicking. If they can keep this going all season long, they're going to be somebody to contend with week in and week out.
It's a great tempo, good mix of plays. I mean, it just keeps them guessing.
Yeah, you got to get a lot of credit to offensive coordinator Ryan Bailey on his play calling. They got 3 receivers in this formation at the wide part of the formation. They're going to hand to Gordon. He'll cut outside. He was hit pretty quickly by the defensive end there. Minimal gain. That's going to be number 9 on the stop for Glenn, Braylon Deloitte. So gain of just 1, ball at the 39. The Lions need to get to the 30 for another first down. They'll huddle up with 9:03 and counting. Mitchell remains at quarterback. Gordon remains the running back. You have 2 receivers at the top of the formation, and Mason Montgomery here by himself on the near side. Pass complete in the flat around the 35, and nice effort to get forward. It's hard to see. I think that
Number
might
28.
be 28 is Malachi Ramos on that reception. It'll be 3rd and short, and Lions need about 3 yards. Ball at the 33-yard line. This is 2-down territory here, although it's pretty much in Rodriguez's range. There's a snap. They're going to hand off to Gordon. Again, he cuts up and picks up the first down and a couple more inside the 30 to the 28. Again, on the stop for the Grizzlies is going to be Brandon Deloach.
I was trying to see Pites out here.
You know, you keep the football. You burn clock. You've got a lead. Glenn can't do anything if they don't have the ball.
No.
Got trips here on the wide side of the formation for the Lions. Gordon, the running back. Look in that direction. It's complete to Wooldridge. He's in the open, 25-20. He's forced out of bounds inside the 20 at around the 18, 17-yard line. Should be a first down, and it is. The clock continues to move unless they say he stepped out. Oh, he did step out of bounds, so that will stop the clock.
This is a great drive. Look at all these positive plays back to back to back to back.
The Lions up on the line of scrimmage quickly. Referees making them hold so the chains can be reset. And that'll give Glenn a little bit of an opportunity to get a look at the formation. Gordon, the running back, Mitchell, the quarterback. Trips at the top of the formation. Mitchell keeps it. He dodges a couple of guys and is able to pick up about 3 yards. Almost looked like a broken play. But he'll take a 3-yard gain. Now 2nd and 7.
Every time he leans forward, he's good for 3.
Yeah, he's a big body. So when he leans forward, I mean, he's, you know, what is it, 3 feet to a yard? I mean, he's over 6 feet, so his just body length is 2 yards. So a little bit of momentum, you're going to get 3 yards. 3 receivers, top of the formation. Gordon, the running back. It'll be a handoff to Gordon. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He's got a blocker out in front of him. Great play there by the defensive back to get off what was a pretty good block by Louis Ruiz-Williams and make a tackle that really kept Gordon from gaining a touchdown there. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5 for the Lions regardless as he picks up a first down. Twin receivers either side of the formation for Mitchell. He'll hand off to Gordon, and he'll walk in right up behind Casimir, the center, and the Lions will push their lead out to 27-10 with 6:57 remaining
and the point after attempt coming up from Rene Rodriguez.
And there's just so much rhythm right there. It's just they make it look easy.
They are hitting on all cylinders. I was going to put a number on those cylinders. It doesn't matter how many cylinders. That's a 12-cylinder engine out there right now. That's a Jaguar.
Them boys are humming right now.
Yes, it is. There's a snap hold, and the kick from Rodriguez is good, and the Lions will extend their lead to 18 points by a score of 28-10. We'll get some updates here from our score stats guy, Ben Alaniz. Ben, what do you got?
Yep, looks like Georgetown Eagles still beating Chaparral Bobcats 21-0. Lake Belton beating Georgetown Eastview 7-0 too. Then it looks like
most of the other scores are from the area, but not the district. Summit Christian beating Griffin, or no, that's tied 0-0 in the private school class. What do they call that? TAPS, the TAPS division.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about that.
No, I know nothing about that.
Public school guy,
Right.
just like me. The Lions will come out to kick off.
Part of a different system.
Yeah. Rodriguez is going to be on the near hash to kick off, and the Lions in a huddle in the kickoff team. The Grizzlies learned pretty early that Coach McLean will kick an onside kick at just any time during the game.
You better pay attention. Yeah.
And it will keep other teams honest as we move through the season, and that is beneficial. It delays the setup of the blocking scheme for the kick return team if they have to make sure that it's not an onside. That kick's going to come out by the returner. He's going to carry the 15, 20. He's going to get up to the 25. So kind of a push. He could have taken the 25 without effort, but number 29 for Glenn, Evan Blair, decided to carry it out, and he'll end up in the same spot. 1st and 10 at the 25 for the Grizzlies. Down 18 to the Lions here with 6:48 remaining in the half.
Give the defense a little break on that last drive right there. Fresh legs.
Well, that's just it. You know, that's the one thing about an explosive offense that can kind of haunt you a little bit is your defense may have to spend a lot of time on the field if you're scoring on 1 or 2 plays. Lions put together about a 10-play drive on that last series. It's going to be a handoff to the fullback straight ahead, and a flag comes in the area of what might be a hold. That was Jason Ortiz on the carry for Glenn. And it is going to be a hold, and that'll move Glenn back behind the chains. They'll still have it on 1st down, but depends on where the hold is. It is a spot foul. It looks like they are going to mark it from the line of scrimmage, so they'll put the football on the 15 of Glenn and try 1st down once again. Long huddle from the Grizzlies. They don't waste any time once they break that huddle, that's for sure.
Oh, they're really quick.
And there's a quick snap, and it's a pitch this time to number 23, Ortiz, and he'll get it back to just about a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage, so a pretty good 9-yard gain there on 1st down for Glenn and make it 2nd and 11. He was able to get a little bit outside. That's the fullback. He's got some pretty good speed for a big fella. He'll quickly move to the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. Doubleby looking to pass. He hits a receiver in the deep flat, and it's complete for a 1st down. That's to number 10, Hunter Minor. And number 8 on the tackle for the Lions, Tyler Moorman. But the Grizzlies will have a 1st down at the line, or rather the Glen 37.
One of those phantom passes right there.
Yeah, well, we've seen 2. He's 50%. Yeah, it's 1 of 2. So a quick break of the huddle, and here comes the Glen offense, quickly under center with Doubleby. Ortiz, the running back. They'll hand it to the I would call him a jet sweep, but he was more of a tight end. It's Keaton Gordon. It's that wing running back position, and they're going to give him a gain of about 2 yards to the 39-yard line, second down. When halftime comes around, we'll just have a quick break to discuss this first half, and then we'll turn it over. Hopefully we'll get most of the band for you. Dubbleby under center. He rolls to his right. Pass is complete near midfield, and along the sidelines into line territory goes number 10 for Glenn, Hunter Minor, and that's his second reception in this series, and 2 first downs out of Hunter Minor, and Dubbleby now 2 for 3 on the night. 4:49 remaining in the half, and the Lions are going to have to figure out how to slow this down a little bit if the Grizzlies are going to start airing it out. I just can't believe they have more than about 6 pass plays in their playbook, though.
Right. Well, that was the same one they ran
Dubbleby
earlier.
drops the ball. He's able to pick it up,
There
and
you
he's
go.
dropped for a loss. As Pites and number 37 for Leander, Evan Perkins, were lurking in the
Yeah,
backfield.
he wasn't getting out of that one.
Pites came through the line of scrimmage unmolested, and Dubbleby was able to scoop the ball off the turf, but a big loss on the play back to the line 48. The Grizzlies got to get all the way to the line 31 for a first down. It's second down. 17 yards to go. They'll send Hunter Minor wide to the top of the formation with Keaton Gordon. Dubbleby will hand off, or was there a whistle?
There's a whistle. Timeout.
So it looked like it was going to be another pass play there by Dubbleby. And they need one here down big, 2nd and 17. The Lions decided to take a timeout for probably a couple of reasons. You want to give your guys a little bit of rest because they've been out there for about 6-8 plays here on this series. And the second is to just let them know, hey, I know we worked on stopping the run all week long.
Watch that guy, number 10.
Yeah, we still got to cover some receivers as well.
Because that was the same exact pass play they ran down here where they got that
just
first
flipped
down.
it to the
So
other side.
Yeah, they flipped to that side. They're about to run it. So that was a good timeout right there because it was about to be 3 for 3 on that one.
The score is still 28-10. Lions on top. Pretty good crowd here tonight. Both sides of the stadium. The Lion band now on the track and field area of the stadium, getting ready to do their halftime. Long huddle from the Grizzlies here. Out of the Leander timeout. Again, 2nd and 17 for Dubbleby and the Grizzly offense. Bring the man in motion. They're going to hand to him. That's number 2, Demarion Davis. And he's going to carry up to the original line of scrimmage, DeMarcus Davis, rather, and plus an additional yard. So it's 3rd and 9. It was 2-down territory here for Glenn. So you can expect that they'll try to get about half of it here and then try to convert on 4th if they are unable to pick up the first here on 3rd. Clock moving. It's about 3.5 minutes till halftime. Long huddle, and the Grizzlies will run up to the line of scrimmage quickly. One running back in the backfield, Ortiz, and Dubbleby will roll to the right. Looking downfield, has man open. It's complete to number 2. He's on the sideline. He's going to carry. There's a flag over here in the middle. That's DeMarcus Davis. We'll see what the penalty flag is here. That may come back if it's a block in the back or something like that. 3:08 on the clock. So it does look like it's going to go against Glenn. That'll take a touchdown off the board due to a penalty. We'll hear from the Whitehead here momentarily as he's being advised what the penalty flag was for. And the Grizzlies aware that it is assessed against them as they continue to back up. There's a block in the back, which will be a spot foul. So it'll still be 3rd down. The line of scrimmage is going to be the 34-yard line. They got to get to the 31, so it is 3rd and 3 for the Grizzlies. They can come out and run and pick up the first down here. They'll come out in their wing tee with 2 receivers, top of the formation. Dude will be rolling that direction, sets up to throw down the middle. Pass is completed inside the 10 to number 28 or 29, Evan Blair. And so that'll be 1st and goal for the Grizzlies at the 8-yard line of Leander. Clock moving at 2:45. Grizzlies do get the football at halftime, so scoring points here will be helpful for them going into the half. The Lions needs to do what they can to stop this, at least hold them to a field goal here. 2 receivers here on the near side of the formation. Dude will be rolling. They hand off to Ortiz, and he's wrapped up by Calvin Kessler for a gain of maybe a yard. It's going to be 2nd down. Ball now. They gave him 2 yards on the gain, 2nd down, and goal from the 6. Cooper Johnson comes in at running back for Glenn. And he'll be in the backfield with Dubleby. Dubleby will roll that way. And he's going to get sacked by Derek Pites. A loss. There is a penalty flag down, though. It could be offsides, but that was a – now they're going to call a false start against Glenn as the signal from the line judge, so that'll be declined. Oh, no, wait, that play doesn't count when it's a false start.
Yeah.
So what won't count is the sack that Pites just earned.
Pites came off that ball. He was hungry. He was on a mission, and there was no stopping him.
Wearing that number 11 looks like one of my favorite Cowboys.
Right.
Especially from that three-point stance position.
Oh, yeah.
It is now 2nd and goal, ball at the 10. Grizzlies will snap, and they're going to hand to the second man through. That's number 2, DeMarcus Davis, and there quickly for the Lions will be number 44, Virgil Garcia. And minimal gain is going to bring up 3rd and goal. It looks like they're going to give him the 8-yard line as a gain on that last play, and there's just a minute left on the clock. Grizzlies have 2 timeouts, but haven't chosen to use one.
Gotta watch out for that rollout.
No, Dubleby loses the snap and carries straight ahead. He's stuffed before he gets to the goal line right at the 1. That opened up for him, and a very alert play by the young quarterback, but the Lions are able to prevent a score with 34 seconds and counting. The ball's at the 1. It is 4th and goal. This play is huge going into the half. Glenn has not chosen to use one of those 2 timeouts. They'll bring in Hunter Minor with the play call. This is huge here. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Duble B under center. And there's a penalty flag. No, timeout Leander. With 5 seconds left, the Lions decide to call a timeout. See, they wanted to see the formation, and Lions also had 2 timeouts on the board. So, why not take a second and discuss it? Because this is huge, because if Glenn scores here, it's 28-16 or 17 going into the half, and they get the football back. So they can cut into the lead significantly if they score on this series and then turn around and score on the opening series of the second half. So the Lions, it's a pivotal point in this football game. They say it a lot. You have each quarter, right? But really those 8 minutes, the last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first 4 minutes of the third quarter go a long way in deciding who's going to come out on top in these football games. And so this is huge here for both teams. The Lions able to get out early on Glenn, and they've been able to maintain it up to this point, but Grizzlies trying to get their second touchdown. The Lions trying to prevent it here. We'll take just a short few minutes to discuss the first half here in moments, and we'll get you the Leander band. We've had some batteries die on us in previous weeks, so Peter needs to change the battery on the transmitter.
We'll be ready this week.
Yeah. We need to do that before we bring you the band.
All right.
And it looks like Glenn may burn a timeout. And it is a Grizzly timeout with 5 seconds.
Hey, that's a long 1 yard right there, though.
It is, and both teams realize the importance of it, or otherwise you're not calling that timeout. Now, what would not even surprise me is if they come back out into formation and the Lions use their last timeout. I would not be shocked by that.
Ice them a little bit, huh?
Well, you just it's like in basketball. You see that happen a lot towards the end of the halves and end of the game, where they bring them out and they see who's on the floor and they see where they're lining up, and then the other team will call a timeout.
A little chess match.
Yeah. And it is huge. I mean, this is not only huge for this game, but this is huge for both teams' district chances. If the Lions are able to get a stop here, come out on top tonight, then Glenn's down 0-2. Their postseason chances are waning. The Lions solidify a chance at the postseason. Looks like they're going to bring out their kicker, though, to make sure they get points, and that was why the timeout was called, Armando Don Juan. So unless a fake is called, it could be 28-13 after this play. Snap hold by Dubbleby. Kick is up, and it is good, and that is going to be the half. So we'll bring you a quick halftime update just moments away. So first half Lions coming out on top, 28-13. That was probably a wise move by the Grizzly coaches to go on ahead and get that 3 there. The Lions have had a pretty good penetration from their defensive line tonight.
Yeah, you get points where you can. Leander, they're playing great offense. All around football, they're playing great. But offense, there's no trick plays. It's just plain vanilla. Just run the ball, pass the ball, play action. I mean, they're executing perfectly right now.
Well, and we've seen a lot of Logan Mitchell, his legs, and we've seen some passes that aren't as accurate as we're used to from him. But when it's needed, he puts the football where it needs to be. But he's just running the football like Vince Young back in the 2000s. I mean, it's crazy how good he is.
Yeah, he's definitely orchestrating it out there. He looks great. I mean, he comes as advertised. I mean, that kid right there, he runs hard behind them shoulder pads for sure.
And we saw another big receiving play. This one came from Mason Montgomery, but it went to Derek Pites, and he took that about 64 yards for a touchdown. And so we're seeing explosive plays from Kamarion Gordon, from Logan Mitchell. Zane Wooldridge has somewhat been contained, but he's still getting his catches. And that's one of the things about being a great player.
He's still a threat.
Yeah, he's a threat, and the defense has to focus on him, which opens up opportunities for those other guys. But they have to come through with those opportunities, which so far tonight they have. So we'll look forward to the second half. Hopefully Peter has gotten the transmitter battery changed by now. Do you have anything you want to say about that first half that just really stood out to you besides what we've already mentioned?
I mean, great football is being played right now by both teams, but Leander has really shown defensively that they can stack that box and keep you from rushing that ball.
One of the other things I'll mention is, and we mentioned it during our broadcast in the first half, the game plan for this game is just out of this world. That's 2 weeks in a row that it's been excellent game planning from the Leander coaches, and great execution from the players as well, because you can come up with the best scheme in the world. If the guys don't execute, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's for sure, especially defensively. If you can't stop that offense and your team's going there scoring tick for tack, that bubble's going to bust eventually. But this defense has them under control, and I like what I see from the Lions. They're real hungry right now, getting in the end zone, getting in the backfield.
Well, one of the things I'm most impressed by is we've seen the Lion defense throughout the season go from a 3-man front to a 4-man front, and tonight is a 5-man front.
Yeah.
So we're looking at basically a 5-3. You got to credit that to the defensive coaches, Coach Lopez, as well as Coach Price with his defensive background. But I expect a pretty good second half. The Lions really do need to keep their foot on the accelerator and come out on top 2-0 in district play tonight.
Yeah, they just got to keep their composure and play the second half like they played the first half. We'll be all right.
All right, we'll turn it over to the band, and thank you, and we'll see you in the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for the incredible Leander High School Bluebells. Little bells that came to share the field with them during pregame. The next opportunity to dance with the Bluebells is our holiday clinic on December 7th. Come for a fun day of dance and meet Santa. Register at lhsbluebells.com. The Bluebells would like to give a heartfelt thank you to their amazing parents, the Leander High School administration, and the unconditional support of the incredible Leander High School marching band led by Ryan Sierna and the Leander High School football program led by Coach Chris Price. Enjoy the rest of the game and let's keep the excitement alive. Roll Pride! And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the Leander High School field, the Leander High School Marching Band. The Leander Band has been recognized for outstanding achievements throughout the entire country. The band is a consistent finalist at the Bands of America contests in Austin and San Antonio, the UIL 5A State Marching Contest, and the Bands of America Grand Nationals Championships. This November, the Leander Band will be traveling to Indianapolis, Indiana, to compete in the Bands of America Grand National Competition. Congratulations to the members of the week: Woodwinds, Andrew Evans; Brass, Ryan Link; Xbox, Tyrell Robertson; Percussion, Serenity Allen; Guard, Izzy Hernandez; and the section of the week is the saxophones. Tonight, the Leander High School Marching Band will perform movements 3, 4, and 5 from their 2024 field production, Shades, featuring the music of Peter Gabriel, Kataj, Copley, and Jacob Collier, under the direction of drum majors Natalie Cox, Jason Rodriguez, Kayla King, Mariah Reeves, and Kyra Vance, the Leander High School Marching Band. From Leander, Texas, the Leander High School Marching Band. The Leander Band would like to thank their incredible band parents, amazing administration, the football team and coach Chris Price, as well as all of the Bluebells and their coaches, Ashley Williams and Lupe Summer. The Leander Band would also like to wish the members of the Glen High School Band and Color Guard best of luck the rest of this season. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Summit Jewelers, Adam Lowy Law Offices, SOS Woodwork, Spectrum Services, Waste Logic LLC, Release Manual Therapy, Link Architecture, Megan Schneider, Independent Sensi Consultant, All-in-One Home Solutions, Dairy Queen Leander, Honda Leander, Plushy Maniacs, Thrive Realty, Toyota of Cedar Park, and Whitestone Animal Hospital. Let's hear it one more time for the Leander High School Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime enjoyment, the Leander Independent School District is proud to present the Glen High School Guardians Dance Team. The 2024 Guardian Officers are Social Officer Caitlin Lorenz, Social Officer Alana Martinez, and President Ditya Mutupuru. Lieutenant Cindy Garza, Lieutenant Emma Mitchell, Lieutenant Karina Muniz Vega, Second Lieutenant Kaylee Looney, First Lieutenant Sophie Berlinger, and the Captain Elena Garcia. The spirit of the Guardians is Piper Kalicka, and the Guardian of the Week is Sarah Evers. Tonight, the Guardians and Angels dance teams will perform a jazz kick routine to Just Dance. Let's hear it one more time for the Guardians Dance Team. The Guardians are directed by Kelly Mabry and Lindy Henson. The 2024-2025 Guardians Dance Team would like to send a special thank you to all of their amazing sponsors. A big shout out to Al Clausen Disposal Incorporated,
Lasco, the Dijon family, On Data Suite, MC Construction, Richard Munoz State Farm Insurance, Leander Honda, Leander Dairy Queen, and Leander Chiropractic. Your support makes all of this possible. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor and supporting the Guardians, please visit ghsguardians.com for more information. The Grizzly Band will be performing the entirety of their 2024 marching show, City Cycle, after the game tonight. We hope to see you there for the performance. We would like to wish good luck to the Leander Band this season. The Glen Band would like to thank their gold sponsor, Flooring Warehouse. Thank you for your support of our students. If you're interested in supporting us and having your business announced at our halftime performances, please visit glenband.org and go Grizzlies!
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the 2024 Glen High School Homecoming Game. Tonight we are excited to present the 2024 Glen High School Homecoming Court. Please give it up for our freshmen, Princess and Prince, Taylor White and Chris. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the 2024 Glen High School Homecoming Game. Tonight we are excited to present the 2024 Glen High School Homecoming Court. Please give it up for our freshmen, Princess and Prince, Taylor White and Christopher Kelly. Next, our sophomore Princess and Prince, Elizabeth Lee and Luke Johnson. Here is your junior Princess and Prince, Alana Martinez and Cohen Barlow. Now for our senior homecoming court, Janae Martinez. Janae is on the Guardians team, a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, and a PALS member. After high school, Janae will pursue a career as a nurse anesthetist. Tonight, Janae is being escorted by her mother and father, Dan and Amy Martinez. Armando Tito Don Juan. Tito is on the Glen football varsity team, soccer varsity team, and in the PALS program. In the future, he plans to major in business and play collegiate level soccer. Tonight, he's being escorted by his dad, Armando, and his mom, Liliana. Jessie Letts. After graduation, Jessie plans to go to UTSA and continue her college education at UT to study nursing. Currently, Jessie is in the Glen volleyball program and the National Honor Society. Jessie is accompanied by her parents Brian and Ellen Letts and sister Joanna. Cooper Johnson. After high school, Cooper plans on traveling around the world with friends. This year, Cooper is in Glen FFA, football, and basketball. Tonight, Cooper is escorted by his mother, Renee Carr. Karina Muniz Vega, accompanied by mother and father Ana and Alfredo. Karina is involved in PAL, Spanish National Honor Society, and is a lieutenant on the Guardians dance team. After high school, Karina plans to go to college and major in psychology. Matthew Arias. Matthew plans to go to college to be a mechanical or structural engineer. Matthew will miss his teachers, friends, and Glen sports. Tonight, Matthew is escorted by his parents, Javier and Michelle Arias. We are very pleased to introduce Glen High School Principal, Mr. Howell, our senior class representative, Kennedy Vasquez, Student Council President and Vice President, Rudy Goga, and Magali Hernandez-Tellez. Tonight, they will be crowning our 2024 Homecoming King and Queen. Drum roll, please. This year's GHS Homecoming King and Queen are Karina Muniz Vega and Armando Tito Don Juan. Congratulations! Grizzlies GHS Homecoming festivities will conclude with tomorrow's Mystique Sea themed homecoming dance, which is at the school from 7 to 10 p.m. We hope to see you there. Go Grizzlies!
Welcome back to AC Bible for the second half of the Lions versus the Glen Grizzlies. The Lions lead the Grizzlies by a score of 28-13. As we mentioned going into the half, the Grizzlies will receive the kickoff to open the second half, but we've seen the Lions already kick an onside in a situation that's not expected, but I don't know, I'm going to say that's probably off the board now that Glenn has already suffered a turnover from that. But we'll bring you all the second half action. While we're about a minute away, we'll get Ben Alaniz over here on the mic and let him read you some updates on scores. Ben?
Yeah, it looks like at about halftime, Cedar Park's beating Rouse 21-10. Georgetown beating Chaparral 37-7. Lake Belton beating Eastview 17-0. Vandegrift beating McNeil 17-0. Oh, Pflugerville beating Cedar Creek, Pflugerville Weiss beating Cedar Creek 49-0 at half.
Wow, that's a good team, that Weiss team.
Yeah. Round Rock beating Maynard 31-13. And College Station over Hendrickson 30-14. Then Westwood and Hutto. Hutto's actually winning 28-10.
Yeah, speaking of that Weiss team, their running back, Daley Bradfield's having a pretty good year. And the kid I've known since he was about 4 or 5 years old, but that Weiss team's been good over the last 5 or 6 years. Really building a program over there in Pflugerville. And we saw the Pflugerville Panthers and the Hendrickson Hawks out of Pflugerville ISD. Lost to Pflugerville, the Lions did, but they were able to beat Hendrickson. And so, that district's pretty good over there. Really all the teams, the academic districts, if you look around besides Austin ISD, they're good teams in every one of those academic districts. You got Westlake over there in Eanes. You got Lake Travis in their own district. Then you have all of the Round Rock teams, the Pflugerville teams. And, of course, this district's got a lot of tough teams in it, and it seems to be it's going to be pretty evenly matched throughout the season. I'm not shocked by Cedar Park beating Rouse, but the score is a little more surprising than the fact that they're winning. But, again, Cedar Park and Leander and Rouse and Eastview all 1-0 in district, with Georgetown, Lake Belton, Chaparral, and Glen all 0-1. So, there's some teams going to come out of tonight's games at 1-1, and some of them going to be 2-0, and a couple of them going to be 0-2. Hopefully, one of those is the Glen Grizzlies, because that means Leander will be 2-0.
That's it. Hey, like Coach Broussard would say back in the day during halftime, look, boys, it's simple. If they don't score, we win.
That is a pretty good way to look at it. And the Lion defense has played well. They forced a field goal attempt to close the half, and what could have very well been a touchdown opportunity for Glen. They just couldn't execute when it came time to it, and the Lion defense stiffened its neck and forced a field goal attempt. But we'll see what the defense can do here shortly as Jaden Smith, along with Evan Blair, back deep to receive the kickoff that'll come from the toe of Rene Rodriguez here momentarily as we open the third quarter. Rodriguez starts his approach, toe to leather, pretty high kick at the goal line, and he muffs it, but he's going to carry it out. And that is number 22. He'll carry it out to around the 13-yard line, and that is Jaden Smith not getting much there. It's lucky that the Lion coverage team didn't have a couple extra steps, because it took him a second to pick that football up. So not dissimilar from a Mason Montgomery kick return we saw to open the game. We'll see if the Lion defense can make Glen earn every yard here of the next, looks like it's going to be 88 yards to pay dirt for Glen. So the Lions will do what they can to prevent any progression down the field. Glen again, quick break of the huddle. Doubleby will hand to the second man through, and he's in the open. That's number 29 for Glenn, Evan Blair. He gets about 10 yards. They're going to say he did get the first down all the way up to the 22-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Glenn. That'll stop the clock to move the chains, and then it'll crank back up.
That means that the Grizzlies have gotten another Grizzly first down.
So out of the huddle, Doubleby takes the snap, hands off to the wing as he's coming to the near side, and Bridwell out there making a great play after a gain of about 2 yards by number 23 of Glenn, Jason Ortiz. So it'll be 3rd down now, I believe. No, it's 2nd down and 8. Getting ahead of myself here. Line defense in the 5-man front. They got a 5-3 with 3 defensive backs. Glenn under center real quick.
There
and
you
that's
go.
No chance at all. What a penetration there by number 74, Mac Schwepper of the Lions, and caused a loss of a couple of yards.
Yeah, he was on that ball quick. I mean, there was no delay. There was nothing. He was on it.
Yeah, it almost looked like nobody even put a hand on him. I mean, you know, he's playing at that nose position, so he's lining up in one of the gaps, and he was able to get across the line of scrimmage before the offensive lineman could take that zone step and get his head across his body, and made it look easy. It's 3rd and 10 now. Doubleby under center. He's going to roll to his right. Lions got good coverage, and the pass downfield intended for number 5. It's going to fall incomplete. That's Cooper Johnson. Out there on coverage is Bridwell, as well as number 12 for the Lions, Tyree Smith. And it'll bring up 4th down. The Lions able to get off the field just like that. Just give up 1 first down, get off the field. Zane Wooldridge will be back deep to receive the punt. And I'm not sure. Looks like that could be a 99, but it looks like he's got his jersey tucked under. I can't really tell. It looks like it's going to be Israel Alvarez, the punter. High punt. It's going to take a Glenn roll and be touched by a Glenn player right around the 42. Had he not been standing there, that ball probably would have rolled another 10 or 12 yards. But the Lions will have it on their own 42 here with 9:51. And this is one you want to score on this drive and just really put Glenn.
Put that exclamation point on there for him.
Right, put him behind the 8 ball, so to speak, so that they're, it's hard to come back in this style offense. Right now, it's still a close enough ball game, and there's enough game left that if.
But you need time to run that offense right
exactly, there. And so if you can get another touchdown here, you kind of put it. Not necessarily out of reach, but you certainly are a lot more comfortable. Pistol formation for the Lions. They're going to hand to Gordon. He's going to break a tackle at the 40 and up over the 45, and he's going to carry it up to the 48 where he steps out of bounds. Nice gain of about 7 yards.
I want to say one thing, too. That defense, that was great composure right there. They didn't let that first down get to them.
And you can feel the press box shaking as the home crowd seems to be doing a little bit of dancing, I guess. 9:44 remaining here in the 3rd. Pistol formation for the Lions. Mitchell fakes to Gordon. He's got some pressure. He's able to get away from it and fling it out of bounds. Good effort to get it down, intended for Zane Wooldridge, but that was more of a just throw it away than anything else.
There's a great job of escaping that sack right there.
Yeah, had 2 guys in his face. That just shows his elusiveness.
He made that look easy too.
Yeah, he did. He's made a lot of plays look easy. The game winner on the ground against Georgetown last week.
Man.
It was incredible. Guys were just falling to the side of him.
He put that
right
cape on and went to the end zone.
Yeah, he did. 3 receivers here on the near side. The pass is going to be complete to number 16 for the Lions, Jaramillo. He's going to carry it up into Glenn territory. Looks like he's picked up a first down at the 48. So just what he needed to pick up the first down out there defensively for Glenn is going to be number 31, Alexander Ross Randolph. You know, guys have double last names, that always throws me off.
Right.
And he's actually got 3 first names, Alexander Ross Randolph.
They couldn't make up their mind.
So 3 receivers top of the formation for Logan Mitchell. Kamarion Gordon, the running back, to his left. He's looking to pass in the flat to Jaramillo, but he catches it on a knee, so he can't advance it. But a gain of 4 nonetheless, 2nd down and 6.
It's good to see how do you say Jaramillo?
Yeah, Jaramillo.
He's been pretty good lately. He came out of nowhere, you know.
He's kind of a possession guy that, you know, on plays like this, you can kind of count on him to make that catch, and he's made some tough catches. But, yeah, the Lions have an embarrassment of riches at the skill positions this season. 3 receivers at the top of the formation for Mitchell. Throws it in the flat, and that is, I think that was that Jaramillo again?
That was number 10.
Oh, so Isaac Montgomery then on the reception for Leander.
The true Isaac, a sophomore.
He is.
Oh, that's a big sophomore right there.
Yeah, he was on the varsity basketball team last season as a freshman. 2 receivers either side of the formation for Mitchell. They're going to hand to Gordon. He'll make the first guy missing a Barry Sanders-esque move there in the backfield, and he'll pick up about 15 yards after he made those guys miss. Incredible.
Yeah, that was some sweet feet right there for sure with that Olay right there.
Yeah, because it could have well been a loss in the backfield, and instead it was about a 15-yard gain. Lions have it 1st and 10 at the 28, wasting no time. They're going to fake to Gordon this time. Mitchell keeper on the right side.
There you go.
Lowers the boom on the defensive back. That's number 3, Ethan Mather, making the stop.
When you see number 3 out there with the ball, just know he's going to get you.
Well, and you're not used to quarterbacks trying to run you over, but Logan Mitchell is not afraid to lower that shoulder. Now, I'm sure Coach Bailey probably tells him all the time, don't do that.
Make sure it's not your throwing shoulder.
Right. Well, and we've seen some running backs, quarterbacks in Leander's history that did a lot of running the football. Berea was one that comes to mind from probably the early 2010s. 2nd and 6. 3 receivers here on the near side of the formation for Mitchell.
Oh, they got Montgomery in their quarterback now.
We have a whistle and potential timeout. I don't see any flags, and so it does look like a timeout, Leander. And I think that ultimately they didn't like what they saw from the Glenn defense in the play call that they had, being 2nd down and 7, decided to use one of those timeouts. They are in field goal range for Rene Rodriguez, so you definitely don't want to lose any yardage and miss an opportunity to at least tack on that 3 points that Glenn got for themselves at the end of the first half.
It's good to see the time off the clock as well. We got 7 minutes left in the quarter.
Yeah, and that's just it. We've seen 2 series so far. Glenn had 1 first down, and the Lions have had this possession for the remainder of this quarter, and almost 5 minutes have been burned off the game clock. And really that's what you want to do in this situation as Leander, because as we said, this offense that Glenn runs is not a comeback offense. You got to get on people early and stay on top of them. Instead, they got a dose of that from the Lions tonight. Mitchell remains the quarterback with Gordon to his left. Pites comes in from the sideline late as an H-back on the far side of the formation. Wooldridge in motion. They'll fake to Gordon, looking towards Wooldridge in the corner. Did he catch that? Oh, wow, that would have been an incredible catch. It looked like Mitchell really only put it where Zane Wooldridge could catch it, but there were 2 defenders. And, again, we've said it a couple of times tonight. Glenn is basically decided they're not going to let Zane Wooldridge beat them. But what happens when you put 2 to 3 guys on Zane Wooldridge? You see the big games that we've seen from Derek Pites and Jaramillo and Mitchell and Montgomery, both Montgomerys. So you're seeing that there is a lot of depth at the skill position for Leander.
It's always great to have options.
Oh, yeah. Mitchell looking to throw.
There you go.
He completes it to Wooldridge on the far side for a first down near the 15. Making the stop is going to be number 2, DeMarcus Davis for the Grizzlies, but it is a 1st and 10 from the Grizzly 15.
What I like about Woolridge is he's an aggressive catcher. Like, he doesn't just wait for the ball. He goes there and gets it. He doesn't care what's in the way. 300-pound lineman, it don't matter. He's going through you and catch that ball.
Well, and that's really important because how many passes have you seen broken up from a receiver just waiting on the ball to get to them?
Yeah.
Hand off to Gordon straight ahead. He'll pick up about 2 yards to the 13. 2nd down. Mitchell looking to the sideline to get the call. Isaac Montgomery will come in for Derek Pites. You know, those guys like Pites that play both ways, you got to get them some rest somewhere.
Right. Get you some Gatorade, get back in.
2nd down and 8. 3 receivers here on the wide side of the formation. Fake to Gordon, and Mitchell keeps it straight ahead. He'll pick up another 2, maybe 3 yards, make it 2 to the 11. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Lions. You'll take a field goal here, right, because you don't want to waste the drive.
Yeah.
But you want a touchdown here. You really want to
throw the points up.
Yeah, you want to put the hurt on your crosstown rival if you can, especially if they come in looking like Clemson.
On a side note, look at old Gideon out here on the 30-yard line. The old days of it. He's on the calling plays.
He's on the sideline?
He's over on the 30 right there on our side. Like he's coaching. Look, he's on the field. Get him a jersey.
He does need a coach's hat.
Right.
Rolling to the right is Mitchell. Throws in. There's a lot of interference. No flag. The ball was in the air.
He wasn't even going for the ball on that one.
Yeah, that was probably a bad call there by the officiating, a lackadaisical call. That's going to be number 28, Malachi Ramos, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 4th down, and not really a decision in my mind. You bring out Rene Rodriguez and
let him chip it in real quick.
Yeah, try to push the lead out to 31-13. Aiden Stericker, the holder for the Lions, marking instruction to the offense. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. 31-13 for Leander.
A 3-possession game.
I almost got who that deep snapper was, but it's 50-something, but I couldn't see that second number. We'll get him next time. So far, so good for the Lions. 5:13 remaining. We'll see if there's some updates from Ben Alaniz on local scores. Ben, what do you have for us?
Yeah, it looks like Round Rock is beating Manor 31-13 in 3rd quarter. Georgetown still beating Chaparral, but now 37-7. Vandegrift beating McNeil 21-0 in the 3rd quarter, and Cedar Park and Rouse 28-10. Cedar Park.
That Cedar Park Rouse score is a little bit telling. It tells me that Cedar Park's a little better than I thought they were, and Rouse is not as good as I thought they were. But a lot of times it's the matchups.
Any given Friday.
That's right. That's why they play the games, as they say. It's not always the X's and O's, it's the Jimmies and Joes.
That's it.
So we got number 29, Evan Blair, back with number 22, Jaden Smith, and number 23, Ortiz, to receive the Rodriguez kick with 5:13 remaining here in the 3rd. It's going to bounce onto the ground around the 1. And that's Blair decides to pick it up and run. You have to catch it. If it's not going to go in the end zone, you have to fair catch it to get the line of scrimmage of the 25. That ball bounced on the 1. I'm not going to say Rene Rodriguez did that on purpose, but I'm going to say Rene Rodriguez has the skills to have done that on purpose.
Yeah.
So it is very possible.
Extra rotation on the ball, have you staring at it?
Well, back in the day when I played golf, I couldn't do that. I couldn't stick the ball on the green like that. But I've seen a lot of punters do it.
A little slap shot.
And this is, of course, a kickoff, but there was some backspin on that football because it hit the 1 and it just basically stayed there. And so the Grizzlies will have the ball on the 9, 1st and 10 in their second series of the half. Dubelby to Blair, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. The Lions wasting no time in terms of penetration. Who'd you say that was?
That's Corshire right there. 23. Corshi, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry, Corshi.
That threw me off. I was
yeah.
like, so Corshi getting some penetration there. The big D lineman that is interested in playing at the Texas A&M Aggies. Said he's discussed the potential with some of the coaching there at camps, and we encourage anybody to continue their athletic career if they can, even if it's with the Aggies. Running back coming out, he's in the open, 20-25-30. He's going to be cut down. That is number 23 with a nice gain for Glenn, Jason Ortiz. And that'll give the Grizzlies a first down up to the 35-yard line. They're going to make that the 33-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to have to be careful here. Last game, Ortiz had 14 carries for 123 yards and a touchdown.
He showed some acceleration on that run there.
Don't let him get warmed up over here.
And that's too bad because they had a big play by Corshi on the first one, and then the next one, you were back to first down. Dubelby, hands off. Running back making people miss, and the middle of the formation is Keaton Gordon, and he'll pick up another first down for Glenn to the 45. He kind of almost fell down. It wasn't even really a tackle there.
There's a turf monster we unleashed.
Yeah, he could have gone a lot further on that run. Clock still moving at 3:50 here in the third. Lions still going with looks like they may have a 6-man front. And they do line up in a 6-man front. And there's right up the middle is the handoff to number 5, Cooper Johnson. And he'll carry it up to midfield for a gain of about 5. So second down for Glenn here. The Lions right now have a 5-man front. What they're doing is they sometimes bring one of those linebackers up and put a hand in the, I'm going to say dirt, even though it's turf. Shredded tire, I guess, is what's in there. There's a pitch to number 4. He's got the outside. He's at the 40, and his ball is stripped, but it bounces out of bounds. Glenn will retain possession, but Keaton Gordon with another good run for the Grizzlies here on the second drive of the second half. And they'll have the football 1st and 10 at the line 38. They'll take their time in the huddle, but they don't waste any time once they break that huddle. And they do have a very big offensive line, but the Lions have been able to get good penetration tonight. Dubelby under center. He's going to roll to his right, looking to throw, and he's going to tuck it to run. Calvin Kessler forcing him out around the 33, gain of about 5 yards for number 13, Dakota Dubelby.
And that was good on Kessler not to lose that edge right there, because what's happening a lot is the blocks are coming around and they're losing containment on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you don't want to let Dubelby have an opening on the outside. No. He's fast.
No. Especially Dubelby with last week he had 14 carries for 212 yards rushing.
Ooh.
So, he's
that's a big night.
To tote that thing.
There's a counter play, and there in the middle to make the play is big number 74, Schwepper, of the running back for Glenn, number 2, DeMarcus Davis. And that's a loss of a couple on the play. It's going to put the line of scrimmage at the 35, 3rd and 7.
We've seen a handful of good plays by old number 74 over there.
I tell you what, he's working there in the middle. He's got good size for, you always have a pretty good sized nose, but showed good quickness from that position. He's at a 1 technique right now.
There you go.
He's getting some pressure. They had a little bit of a hold on him. Receiver open, and he drops the ball. There was a little bit of contact there, but it was well before the ball arrived, so the receiver number 17 could have caught the pass. That's Levi Dunn for Glenn. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and so Lions kind of dodge a bullet there.
Yeah, that was close right there.
And now because Glenn's gamble didn't pay off, they're looking at 4th down and 7, make it 4th and 6 from the 34 to keep this drive alive. And the Lions, if they can get a stop here and turn around and get more points, you can almost put this one in the books. But there's still another quarter left, so we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Duke will be under center. We have a whistle and a timeout, Glenn, right before the snap, as the Glenn coaches want to talk about it. We'll shout out the sponsors real quick during this timeout. The gold sponsors include Bear Electric LLC, Mercy Veterinary Hospital. The silver sponsors include Bill Miller's Barbecue, RDZ Roofing, and Raising Cane's. The bronze sponsors are Golden Chick, Toyota of Cedar Park, Texas State Optical Cedar Park, Whitestone Fine Jewelry, Sisk Robb Incorporated, and J.T. Reisdorf at State Farm. Lion Pride sponsors are A-Plus Septic Cleaning and Repairs, Grissom Insurance Group, and Black Rock Coffee. So the Grizzlies coming out of the timeout. Lions taking a little bit of time here. We'll try to get you some score updates soon. Schwepper coming back out as the nose for this Lion defense, and why not? He's playing a massively good game up front, as are all the Lion defensive linemen. Duke will be quickly under center. Going to take a snap, looking to throw. He's forced to scramble. He's going to get sacked. Calvin Kessler, along with number 42,
smothered.
Chase Milne, will share a sack of Doubleby, and it'll give the Lions the football on downs at around the 46 of Leander. And, you know, the coaches just said bring the house, right?
Man, they quarterback looked like biscuits and gravy out there. He was smothered.
Well, and again, this offense is very difficult to scheme passing plays out of all of the running plays in this offensive system. And if you're able to get out a lead, then it's difficult for teams to come back because you eat up a lot of clock and you end up with a lot of yards and points. They did lose to Eastview last week, but they got on top of them pretty early, and Eastview had to just, over the last 3 quarters, rally essentially, and they ended up winning going away. The Lions will come out in formation. Mitchell with Gordon behind him in a true pistol with 3 receivers at the top of the formation. Dropping back to throw, and that was actually Wooldridge in the backfield. Mitchell will throw it away as he received a ton of pressure there on the right side of the field. One of the coaches, looks like Coach Bailey, out talking to his quarterback. He must have seen something that Mitchell did not see. The clock stopped on the incompletion at 1:29.
The coach was trying to go for that dagger right away, huh?
He saw something, and Mitchell didn't see it. Maybe the pressure just took his eye off what was going on downfield, and so he missed it. But Gordon back in the game at running back for the Lions. It's going to be Gordon with the football, and he's met in the backfield. That's number 6, Joshua Vincic, making the stop for a loss of a couple. Line of scrimmage now at the Leander 43-yard line. About a minute, a little bit over, left in the third quarter. Pites will come into the game for Isaac Montgomery.
See if Zane's boosters are working right now.
And Montgomery here on the wide side, Mason Montgomery here on the wide side of the formation. Fake to Gordon, throwing down the left sideline to Wooldridge. He goes up and catches it with a defender.
There he is.
And that is huge. And that is a first down. And you just got to feel for DeMarcus Davis because he did everything he could to break that pass up.
When you go up against the Magic Man, you better have your own magic yourself.
Well, you know what was crazy is he jumped in the air, and it almost looked like Montgomery or Wooldridge mistimed his jump, but he was able to hang in there like he's Air Jordan or something.
He's in his own world over there, his own time, his own realm.
Mitchell on the keeper on the right side for a minimal gain of about 2 yards.
Like timekeeper over there.
Yeah, that was crazy, and the defender did get a hand on the football, but it still bounced towards Wooldridge. And what concentration to be able to pull that in. 2nd and 8 for the Lions. Gordon will take the handoff on the short side. He makes a guy miss, another guy miss.
Oh, sweet feet.
And he'll spin his way forward inside the 15 to about the 14 where they drag him out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and about 4 yards to go here for Leander as we head into the 4th and final period. And we'll turn it over to Ben here and get some updates on some other scores. Ben, what do you got?
Yeah, right now we got Wise beating Cedar Creek 56-0, 3rd quarter. Then we got College Station beating Hendrickson 44-14, also 3rd quarter. And then looks like we got Vandegrift beating McNeil 28-0 in the 4th quarter right now. And then Cedar Park beating Rouse 28-18, 3rd quarter.
So Rouse is kind of rallying a little bit in that game as they were able to cut into that 28-10 lead by Cedar Park. And I would not be surprised to see that game go down to the wire and potentially even into overtime. Those teams, like I said, I think Rouse is a little less good than I thought they were, and I think that Cedar Park's probably a little better than I've been giving them credit for here early in the season. But both will be challenging games for Leander. Anytime somebody in the Leander Independent School District takes on the Leander Lions, they consider it a game of the year oftentimes. I mean, nothing will satisfy the little brothers and sisters of Leander ISD but to get a win over Leander High School.
Right. It's bragging rights.
That's right, and the Lions are really showing some real explosiveness offensively and really tonight defensively. Well, we've seen turnovers, one on an onside, but we've seen 2 fumbles recovered by the Lions and great penetration from the defensive line of Leander as well. But the offense has the ball now with a chance to get a first down here on 3rd and 4 as we open the 4th quarter. Gordon, the running back. Fake to Gordon. Mitchell rolls to his right. Pass is complete to Wooldridge at the 1 as he's tackled right before he could go across the goal line by number 3, Ethan Mather. And it'll be 1st and goal for Leander. Looks like they're going to say he got tackled at the – and then the referee moved to about the 1.5. So right around the 1.5 yard line. Pistol formation. Handoff to Gordon.
Oh.
Good penetration there from Glenn as they're able to cause a loss on the play of a couple of yards. That's going to be big number 99, Alexander Lucero, on the tackle. So 2nd and goal from the 4 for the Lions. Mason Montgomery coming out of the game, and they'll bring in an extra offensive lineman. I wonder if they're going to run the ball. You take one of your skill guys out and bring a lineman, that usually means you're going to run.
Probably what they want, but I throw in the flat to Pites right now.
Well, Pites will line up in the tight end position on the right side of the formation. It's a pro set. Under center is Mitchell. He throws to the corner. Wooldridge lays out, but the pass just a little too long for Zane. Great effort by the senior wide receiver with 11:03 on the clock. It'll be 3rd down, and the Lions, you want a touchdown here, right? But you'll take a field goal. They've kept Glenn on their side of the gridiron so far here in the second half. Long huddle from Leander.
Yeah, field goal puts you at 21. I mean, you're still comfortable range, but yeah, we want the dagger right here.
Yeah, you want to put them out of their misery as quickly as you can. 2 receivers in the formation. Mitchell looking to the left.
Run it.
Decides to run up.
Run it.
He's at the 5-3, runs over a defender and
There
gets
you
the
go.
ball across the goal line for his second rushing touchdown of the night.
That young man knows what he has to do.
You know, it's a dangerous play, but when he got hit there at the 1, he stuck that arm out and he got it over the goal line. The headline judge giving him the signal. It's now 37-13 at the 10:55 mark.
And having a quarterback like that making plays is exactly what you want. Players make plays in big-time game situations.
And they'll pick up their team. There is a flag down, and it could be after the touchdown. We'll see. A little bit of a delay on the call. It is after the play. Then we had a taunting penalty against one of the Lions. I believe, I guess his mic went out. We couldn't quite hear him this time. I think he said 52, but I'm not entirely sure, and I don't want to get him in trouble with his parents.
Oh, no, it's all right. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. Him and one of the secondary guys been John. That's since the third quarter over here.
So Sterker in to do the holding duties for Rodriguez. The kick is good, and it is now a 38-13 Leander lead, and Lions looking to go 2-0 in district play. 25-5A. Or no, they're in District 8.
Yeah.
8-5A. We used to be in 25-5A.
And then when I was in, it was 13-5A.
Yeah, well, they probably didn't back then. They probably didn't have as many districts. So.
Oh no, yeah, it's all different now. He was 6A.
Well, and they probably didn't even split up the classifications like they do now. They have big school and small school in every classification. So there's small school 5A and big school 5A. So the bigger schools go into a bracket and play each other, and the smaller schools. It's almost like having 10 or 12 divisions.
Wow.
And they're looking at opening a 7A in Texas, the UIL is, and it's because of schools like Allen and Westlake and Lake Travis who refuse to build other high schools.
Right.
And they just, that
powerhouses.
Allen has 6,000 students in their high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, talk about having a pool to draw from of players.
Oh, man. Imagine the cafeteria food being made every day for that.
Well, I guess, they probably bring in, they've got other institutions that are similar to school. I won't say what they are. But,
right. Hope the food's better at the school, though.
Yeah, exactly.
We do like their breakfast pizza, though. That's good.
Always good. Rodriguez with a little squib kick and was fielded by the returner, but his knee was down. He tried to go forward, and that was Ortiz. Probably a good thing that his knee was on the ground because we've seen some good speed from Jason Ortiz. So the line of scrimmage will be the Grizzly 45-yard line, and this is the third offensive series for Glenn. And you're in the fourth quarter, and this is only Glenn's third offensive series. That is really effective game planning by the Leander coaching staff.
Man, you got to love it. I mean, these coaches, they know what they're doing.
Well, they're definitely, I've been saying it, repeating it. There's been a corner turned here in this program, and we're seeing the results on the football field. Dubleby
definitely
under center will hand straight ahead to the fullback. He'll get a couple of yards. That is number 23. I believe that's Davis. No, Ortiz, rather. Gain of 3.
Don't see too much of a sense of urgency here or anything. I wonder if Glenn's kind of throwing the towel slowly.
Well, at some point you have to decide in this offense, can we come back, and if not, what can we do to get as much value out of this remaining time as possible?
Freak everybody out getting shotgun and run trips.
Yeah, or practice, practice what you do. And this a counter to the wing running back. He'll pick up a first down to the 45 for Glenn, and that number 29 for the Grizzlies is Evan Blair. Lions really, this game could bode well for Leander in later games, knowing you can switch between a 4-man front and a 5-man front freely. Pressure on Doubleby. The pass is complete to Ortiz as he's slung out of bounds, but not until after he picks up a first down. Nicholas Winton on that tackle, number 24. It'll be first down for Glenn at the Lion 35-yard line. And credit Doubleby there on a great pass. He had pressure, man in his face. In fact, the defender had his hands on Doubleby, and he just flung that pass out, put it right where it needed to be for Ortiz. 1st and 10, Grizzlies. Doubleby under center. They're going to hand the counter, and he's in the open, and that play caught the Lions off guard. And that is number 4 taking it to the house, Keaton Gordon.
They caught him in that trap play.
Yeah, that's the one that, you get lulled into a sense of, I'm getting penetration. Oh, wow, I'm going to have penetration.
Yeah, right across your face.
And then a crackback. So they will bring looks like they're going to go for 2 potentially here. So there was a penalty flag, and then it was waved off. The Leander coach is not happy with that flag not being assessed. Score now 38-19, 9:44 remaining in the game. So it looks like they're going to go for 2 here and try to get up to 21 points. Doubleby under center, 2 receivers top of the formation. Doubleby rolls that way. He's lit up. The 2-point conversion. That is one of the hardest hits I've seen this season. Who was that? Was that Bridwell?
Man, I couldn't tell.
It was. Number 13, Jake Bridwell, came and
just decleated him.
Laid the proverbial wood on that receiver to prevent the 2-point conversion. 38-19.
Oh, a day late, $1 short on that one.
We got some updates on scores, Ben.
Yeah, we got Georgetown versus Chaparral, 58-7 in the 4th.
That's Georgetown?
Yeah.
They're taking out a little frustration on Chaparral.
And then College Station, 51-14 over Hendrickson in the 4th quarter right now. And then Cedar Park versus Rouse, 35-18 in the 4th now.
So Cedar Park answered that Rouse touchdown. Thank you, Ben. And we've got about 10 minutes, little under 10 minutes here remaining in tonight's football game here at AC Bible. And I see Gordon's dad is standing up after that touchdown run for Glenn.
Yeah.
You can see he's wearing his son's jersey down here in the stands.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's the opponent, I'm always for
proud moments like that.
Yeah, I'm always for fathers rooting for their kids, and the mamas root for them no matter what.
Right.
The daddies, they expect something before they do
Right.
a little bit of that rooting. So coming out to kick for Glenn, Armando Don Juan, one of my favorite names of the season so far.
Right,
And,
you feel like you go to like any club, you'd be on the list with that name right there.
Well, he kicked a 47-yarder against Eastview, so that he's definitely got the leg, similar to Rene Rodriguez, who kicked a 43-yarder earlier tonight. So Don Juan with the onside attempt, it's going to bounce off. He had it perfectly placed, but it hit number 2, DeMarcus Davis, awkwardly in the hands and bounces out of bounds. So the ball will remain with Leander, and there'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Glen Grizzlies. Aiden Stericker doing a little bit of a dance as he leaves the field.
That's a pretty little side kick by that kicker right there. He was going to the right and kind of like
that was a very
two-step to the
you
left.
Can't really ask for much better on an onside than what you got there from Armando Don Juan. But unfortunately for Glenn, it bounced right off the guy's hands and out of bounds, and he'll give the ball to Leander. And if Leander can just put together another one of those, we're at midfield.
Milk it.
If they can just put like 5-6 play drive here together, they can eat up at least a third, if not a half, of what remains on the clock. And the Lions referee's going to move the football to the near hash. Ball at the 49. The Lions have 3 receivers on the wide side of the formation. Camarion Gordon, the running back, beside Mitchell. Check that. That is Jay Coates running the football and catching a little pass out of the flat for a first down. So a new running back. He may have been playing, and I just been getting his number wrong. Gordon coming back in. First down, Lions at the 37-yard line. I hope I had been announcing him.
No, it's been Gordon for the most part.
Long huddle for Leander. Gordon, the running back. 2 receivers on the near side of the formation. Fake to Gordon. Mitchell will keep it. He'll run over one guy and carry it for a gain of about 4 yards to the 34. That'll make it 2nd and 6. The Lions, as they should, will burn most of the play clock off if they can each time they have possession of the football and the game clock's moving. Gordon will be the running back to the left of Mitchell. You got Jaramillo over here by himself in the formation. Mitchell has to keep it. He rode Gordon for a while, but good penetration by the Glen Grizzlies on the left side of their defensive formation, and Joshua Vincent comes up and finishes off Logan Mitchell.
Yeah, he was riding his hip as long as he could right there.
We have an injury for the Lions.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Arkansas boy.
Well, he may have just caught one in an unfortunate area because, I don't know, based on –
yeah, he was kind of open right there with the handoff.
Yeah, it may not be as serious as you sometimes fear, and it looks like he is going to get up under his own power. And I'll just say the word huevos.
Yeah, those hurt.
And we'll leave it at that. It'll be a loss on the play for Leander to their to the Grizzly 43. And that's one of those, it's just unfortunate. Sometimes you're in there and, bodies are flying and helmets. And it looks like the Leander police is out here in force tonight.
Doing some rounds, making sure the kids are acting right.
Yeah, just to make sure. There's a lot of things you can do to get in trouble at football games on Friday nights, but we wouldn't know anything about that stuff from when we were younger, right?
And back in the day, it was just some football underneath the bleachers, and a bad call, and hot dog later, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a lot as the PA over the years and doing these broadcasts, and some kids can get out of sorts if they're not monitored. So Mitchell will take the snap and roll to his right, looking up the right sideline.
Wide open. Oh.
Yeah, and Wooldridge had to turn into a defensive back as that pass was pretty high, and he also stepped out of bounds. So I didn't see the side judge throw his hat down to indicate that, but it could have been illegal touching had he come in and made that catch.
He's a smart kid though, because there was no doubt in his mind that he had to play defense right there.
Well, and if he didn't, it could have been an interception for Evan Blair, number 29. And so the Lions will be in a punt situation here for the first time this half. Rodriguez will do the honors. Could have had it running into the kicker there. A fair catch by Glenn at the 11. So they'll have the football 1st and 10, and we have an injured player for the Grizzlies down. Do we have updates, Ben?
Yeah, it looks like Weiss versus Cedar. Oh, yeah, Weiss versus Cedar Creek. 63-0 for the final.
Wow.
Yeah. Then, right now, third quarter, Jarrell beating Lago Vista 21-3. Then, Lake Belton versus Eastview, pretty close right now, 17-14 in third quarter.
The Lions have Lake Belton down the road. They have Colleen Chaparral next week. Leander sticking with that five-man front they've had success with. Other than just two big running plays, other than that, the Lions have really contained this wing T attack.
And no fly zone over here.
Yeah, and what we've seen about 4 passes from Doubleby. I think he's 2 of 4, 3 of 4. But most of it was on that last series of the first half as they tried to get down the field into scoring position, which they did, but the Lions were able to hold them to a field goal. The clock at 7:45 as we open this. I believe this is the 4th drive for Glenn this half. Long huddle. Doubleby breaks the huddle, is up under center quickly. The snap, they're going to hand off to number 4 again. That's Gordon. And he's going to get wrangled down after a gain of a couple. Really cleaning that up is going to be, I'm not sure, that number 5, Kessler, as well as Bridwell in on the action. Gain of, they're going to give him about 7 on that carry. That's a little more than I thought, but looks like the line of scrimmage now at the 27. It'll be 2nd and 3. They need to gain the 30 to get a new set of downs. Doubleby takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking to throw, has a receiver on the right side. Good coverage there. Late flag. And I guess because he didn't turn to make a play on the ball, that is number 25 for Leander on the coverage, and that's Liam Walters. And I just think that's a bad call. And the other part of that is that you have a line judge on that side who didn't make the call. It was the back judge who threw the penalty from the middle of the field. It'll be a first down nonetheless.
Makes things a little more interesting.
But, yeah, it's a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. I don't know why Glenn, people watch too many NFL games.
Right.
It doesn't go to where
Spot foul.
where the interference occurred. It's a 15 yards from the line of scrimmage for pass interference, and it's 5 yards from the line of scrimmage for a defensive holding. But so it looks like the line of scrimmage is now going to be the Glenn 42, 1st and 10. Yeah, they were thinking they're going to have the ball down on the line 30. Doubleby breaks the huddle. He rolls to his left this time, turns to throw, and it's completed as Bridwell tackles Blair immediately upon the reception. Gain of 8 to midfield for Glenn, 2nd and 2.
I tell you what, Bridwell's not a big guy, but he is all over the place.
He's a sure tackler as well.
He's got a bunch of heart.
Well, those safeties, man, they like to hit. Come downhill fast. Doubleby's pass is complete, and that's Bridwell again. Just cleaning it up. He prevents a first down from Gordon, the receiver. Really no gain to maybe a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 1. He came downhill fast and made that hit. Glenn up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Doubleby hands off to Ortiz. He breaks the one tackle. He's in the line secondary. He'll get over the 40 to about the 37 for a Grizzly first down. He looks like he may be injured after that play. Leading the charge for the Lions, Liam Walters, number 25. Kessler also in the area. First down and 10 for the Grizzlies. About 5.5 minutes left in tonight's ball game. The Lions pretty well have this wrapped up, but you don't want to give up more points. Doubleby under center, takes the snap, rolls to his left, airs it out. Intercepted by the Lions. That's number 8. Grabbing that interception for Leander Tyler Mormon.
There you go.
And that'll be really solidifying the win. And, with just a couple of plays here, Glenn does have 2 timeouts, so they could stop the clock. But essentially, a few first downs here, 2-3 first downs, it's a ball game.
Oh, yeah. I think they need at least 5 minutes for their scoring drive for 1 touchdown with that offense.
Well, and we talked about it being a shorter game because of the running attack of the Glen Grizzlies, but right now we're at a little over 2.5 hours, which is an extremely short football game at the high school level. You're usually around 3 to 3.5 hours easy. The Lions, again, there's still 5 minutes left, and anybody who knows football knows that 5 minutes can last a good 25 minutes of normal clock. Gordon seems to be fine in the backfield. He'll take the handoff and make one guy miss and carry it up over the 10 to the 11 for a gain of 3 on the left side of the Lion offensive line. Behind big number 76, Jacob Wells. I like to announce the linemen because you don't get to announce them as much. But that offensive line this season, they match up well.
They're good, hard working.
And they're not undersized like we've seen in the past few years.
Oh, some big boys for sure.
We got twin receivers here on the near side of the formation for Mitchell. He looks that way. Pass complete to Wooldridge.
Oh.
He has to get on it. They're saying it was an incomplete pass over here on the side, Judge, which is good because that would have been a loss of about 7 yards otherwise. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7. The unfortunate thing about that incomplete pass is it does stop the game clock with 4.5 minutes. So Glenn will see the football again unless the Lions can get another first down here. They take their time. Play clock down to about 14 seconds. They'll break the huddle. Mitchell and Gordon in the backfield. 2 receivers here on the near side of the formation. A single receiver at the top. They'll bring Wooldridge in motion. Fake to Gordon. Pass on the seam. He had Wooldridge open but threw it behind him and high. I guarantee you Logan Mitchell wants that pass back. The punting unit will come out here on 4th down and 7 after the incompletion.
Well, it's good to see Coach Gideon as long as he did. He just exited the field. It's past his bedtime, old man. Time to go to sleep.
He was probably trying to see if he wanted to get back in the game.
Right.
Like, is this something I want to get back in? No,
right.
Maybe not.
So it was good seeing Coach Gideon.
Yeah, maybe we can get him up here like we had Coach Williams. Maybe we'll get some middle school coaches. We'll ask around, and Rodriguez with pressure. He's kicks a high short punt. It's going to bounce out of bounds. Really in Glenn's favor, right around the 27, 26-yard line of Leander. The clock will burn down to 4:19 as we change possession after the punt. And the Lion defense with another task ahead of them if they want to keep the Grizzlies down, see if they can get a stop here. They were able to stop the last Grizzly drive on an interception. Glenn already in field goal range for their kicker, Antonio Donwan. Antonio Donwan. I got to remember that. Doubleby. And then we have a timeout, Leander, right before the snap. I'm going to give Glenn a little bit of credit. It's not working out in their favor tonight, but instead of putting their names on their jerseys, they have the word team, which is
good. Unity, yeah.
But you can pay lip service to that stuff and not really mean it, and I'm not saying that's the case with Glenn. They're just overmatched by the Lions tonight. Yeah. But and again, can't say it enough. A great game plan from the coaches, executed well by a whole bunch of talented players on this varsity team.
Hey, when them Lions are hungry, you cannot stop them. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, and you may not be aware, but in one of the JV games, Glenn kicked a field goal to to win, but the field goal was wide left, and I saw a video of it, and it was unmistakably wide left. Like, there's no doubt about it, but the referee still called it good.
Oh, man.
And that JV was able to get a win over Leander in that sub-varsity matchup. So maybe the varsity's like taking a little bit of frustration out of it.
How do you sleep after that?
I don't know. They probably drink a few and then go to sleep. But. So under center is Double B. He's going to roll to his right. He's getting pressure from the backside. He has to get rid of it. His pass is caught by number 4, Gordon. He's going to take it in. That was a one-handed snag by number 4, Keaton Gordon. And but there is a flag, and it could be roughing the passer. It's in that area as Doubleby was able to get that pass near Keaton Gordon, and he really just stabbed it out of the air with a one-handed catch. His dad hasn't sit down since that first run. So that'll make the score 38-25 with 4:06 remaining and a 2-point conversion attempt coming up here from the Glen Grizzlies. If they can convert this, they'll only be down 11 points. Right now they're down 13 if you use your midway math. Is that accurate?
Let me take my shoes off. Hold on.
They start counting some toes.
Let me do my Leander math on that one.
Yeah. Well, I think Midway was a decent school. I tease, but I think Leander's got excellent programs educationally.
A good IB program.
Oh, yeah. Some smart kids come out of there. Doubleby rolls to his right on the point after attempt, and it's good and completed to number 25, Josh Steffens, or make it 23, Ortiz. And that'll be a 38-27, 11-point Lion lead. So it's really just a two-possession game. What the Lions can ill afford to do is turn the ball over quickly to them with a short possession or a turnover, because 8 and a 3, it's a tie ball game. And we saw Glenn with a big lead last week against Eastview end up losing that game. So, they know it can happen, but the Lions will, they just need to continue the execution of their game plan, and we'll be fine moving away here. Do you have any updates for us, Ben?
Yeah, we got 2 final scores in. Vandergrift beats McNeil 28-0. And then Georgetown beats Chaparral 65-7.
Yeah, they were frustrated from
Beat them like they stole something.
Yeah, they were a little frustrated from that loss that the Lions took from them on homecoming just a week ago tonight. So Antonio Don Juan, or I keep saying his name wrong, it's Armando Don Juan, will come out to kick off for the Glen Grizzlies. And I would expect an onside, and the Lions do, is they only have one guy back around the 20 and all other 10 hands team guys up within about 10, 15 yards of the football. But I would expect an onside of some type here. And there it is. And it's recovered by the Lions at the 49 of Glenn, and that's Mason Montgomery. You don't really see quarterbacks too often on special teams, but when it comes to a hands team,
hands out there.
Yeah, Mason Montgomery's a good choice. And he's certainly, as we saw in his start against Hendrickson, he's not afraid of contact.
No, he's a great athlete. Well-rounded.
Oh, yeah. And he's got another year here, so while Logan Mitchell will graduate at the end of this school year, Mason Montgomery will come back and lead the Lions next season, and maybe at times this season. We've seen him numerous times at quarterback. So Gordon just to the left of Mitchell, They bring Wooldridge in motion. It's a pitch to Wooldridge. He's got a lead blocker in Gordon. He's in the outfield.
There he goes.
40, 30, 20. He's too
88
fast.
Out the gate.
10-5 touchdown. And there is the score that Zane Wooldridge has been looking for all night. He was really close earlier at the 1. He does a little dance on the track as he celebrates what is essentially a 49-yard run on the jet sweep.
Yeah, there's no catching him.
Score now 44-27. The only unfortunate thing about all of that is it only burned off about 12 seconds. But you'll take the points every single time.
Right. It's always good to see the Magic Man score.
And so we have an injured player as a result of that. I didn't see him get hit. It's possible that he did. But, Zane Wooldridge turned on the Jets and I forgot what sport I was announcing for a second. I said he was in the outfield.
Well, he was in sports mode for sure. He was. Yeah, that boy is fast right there.
Yeah,
he's exciting to watch for sure.
He really turned on the afterburners once he got into that second level, and there was no catching him.
Oh, that was personal.
Yeah. So Rodriguez to add the extra point. We have a penalty flag. They're going to call a false start against the Lions, and so the point after will be a little bit longer than normal, an additional 5 yards. So instead of an 18-yard kick, you're looking at a 23-yard kick, which is easily converted by the kicker for the Lions, Rene Rodriguez. Steriker to hold. Is not high. Ooh. He was able to get the hold down, but again, a little bit to the left on that kick, and you can see if the snap's a little bit high, it really affects the
timing mechanism.
The timing of the kick. As Steriker still both times was able to get the ball down, but you want to go all in one motion, and as a kicker, if you have to hesitate, then maybe your leg swings across your other leg and you hook it, which is what we saw the last the 2 times that the point after attempts were missed. So the Lions will kick off with 3:47 remaining. They have a 44-27 lead over Glenn. Glenn's going to run back number 2, 20, and 29. That's Austin White, Jaden Mayberry, and Evan Blair to receive the Rodriguez kickoff. Now, I would be shocked if Coach McClain called an onside now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I guess I can't really. 'Cause I would be shocked. I'll just say that.
Wouldn't be a bad proposition. I mean, you
right.
get the ball.
Now would be like the least likely time that you would think somebody was going to do it. But it looks like Glenn may be thinking that that's possible because they had some guys up closer, and now they drop them back into their normal position. Rodriguez will put his toe in that football, and it's going to sail all the way back to about the 2. And that ball is going to be carried up to about the 28. I didn't see which returner. I think it was 20, which is Mayberry. And that'll get the ball. He carries it up to the 28. 3:39 remains in tonight's game. So the Lions, having not won very many homecomings over the last couple of years, have won 2 in 2 weeks.
Hey, I like it. I love it. Especially when you come over here and take one away from the
crosstown rival.
Yeah, for the other home team.
Well, and you have that, and then who knows? We might go into a homecoming next week in Killeen.
Hey,
Doobleby's going to be slung. He was able to break the tackle, though, but he still dropped for a loss of about a yard. Number 77 had a chance at a sack. That's Javier Gonzalez, but when he slung Doobie around, it just kind of launched him.
Right, slingshot.
Yeah.
No, it would be good to get that title of the Heartbreak Homecoming.
Well, and there, that is one of the things that it's difficult when you you have a stadium on your campus and you're not the home team.
Yeah.
Doubleby rolls to his left, has a receiver open in the flat. That's number 20, Mayberry. And he's going to get slung down after a first down around the 45-yard line by number 25 of the Lions, Liam Walters. Clock now at 2:54. It's stopped to move the chains, but the side judge indicated the receiver was in bounds. They have now started the clock. Doubleby under center. Rolls to his right. Looks downfield as a receiver down the seam and off his fingertips. Intended for number 29, Evan Blair. Those 9s and 5s look a lot alike if I'm not looking through my binoculars.
Right.
And the 1s and 7s.
It's all blend in together.
Well.
Team with the tackle.
Yeah. I could say that every time and be accurate.
Right.
I'm just reading the back of their jersey. Second down and 10 for Glenn. They're quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Doubleby takes the snap, rolls to his right. He's got some pressure. Looking down the field. And that pass is nowhere near the intended target, which was number 20, Calvin Kessler, out there on coverage, but the receiver was Jaden Mayberry. It's going to bring up third down with 2.5 minutes remaining. 3rd and 10. Obviously 2-down territory for Glenn, so they'll have a couple of chances to convert. Looking to throw. Doubleby has a man open. It's complete to number 10.
Oh, ball's out.
Ball's on the ground. That was Hunter Milner, or Minor, and they're saying he was down. Or the ground caused the fumble, I guess. They're going to give Glenn the football at the 22.
Oh, yeah, no, he wasn't down on that one.
Yeah, the line coaches next to us are none too pleased, and especially those defensive coaches. That would have been the 4th turnover for Leander.
That was a great defensive play right there.
Down to 2 minutes. Doubleby rolls to his right. Looking to throw. Has a man downfield. It's incomplete as he threw it a little tall to DeMarcus Davis. Out there on coverage for the Lions is number 12, Tyree Smith. Had a pretty good night. You know, when it comes to cornerbacks, if you don't call their name a lot, that's a pretty good night because you're locking down your guy. Now, granted, this is a team that runs the ball a lot, but ultimately, since the third quarter, they've really had to throw the ball. They probably thrown the ball 15 more times than they would in a typical game. Down to 2 minutes. Doubleby under center, rolls to his right, looks back left, has a man wide open. He's going to try to get to the corner. He's tossed out of bounds at the 1. That's number 33, Peter Sura, on that reception and run. I didn't see who made the tackle, but it looks like Tyler Moorman over in that area. It's 1st and goal now with 1:52 remaining on the clock. Ball at the 1-yard line. Think they'll run it? Under center. Yeah. Doubleby. Hands off to the fullback. He gets stacked up at the goal line. He's grinding his feet, but they're going to say he's short.
Here you go. No free touchdowns.
No, it's going to be 2nd and goal from about the half-yard line. Clock moving at 1:25. 20 seconds on the play clock for Glenn. They'll break the huddle and run to the line of scrimmage. Doubleby under center and a tush push, and Doubleby will have a touchdown. No signal yet, at least from the referees. They're going to say no. Now there's the signal. So with 56 seconds, it's now a 44-33 Leander lead. 2-point conversion coming up for the Glen Grizzlies as they try to push it to 35 here. We saw one of the best hits of the season on a 2-point conversion earlier. Long huddle. This an untimed down. A little pitch on the sweep. It's Gordon and long. Lots of penalty flags coming in, and looks like it may have been a face mask by the Lions. But they certainly didn't allow Keaton Gordon to cross the goal line. But we see, 1, 2, 3, 4 penalty flags out of the 6 referees on the field. 4
flags, 2 hats, 3 socks. A lot of laundry out there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's where the term "there's laundry on the field" comes from, because it looks like my kid's room.
Right.
Socks everywhere and stuff. So under a minute left. It's right on the goal line after the penalty is assessed. And we have a timeout. One of the line judges is either instructing the ball to be moved back a few inches. I mean, it looked like it was already a touchdown where he lined it up, but he did move it back just a hair, a skosh.
Right.
Quickly under center, Dubbleby will roll to his right and have an opening and carry it in for the 2-point conversion. Is now 44-35, an 8-point or 9-point difference. Still a 2-possession game for the Lions, not a big one, but expect an onside kick here shortly. Any more finals, Ben?
Rouse final. Looks like we got Cedar Park and Rouse. 35-25, Cedar Park.
So Rouse's round that's a final.
Yep. Then we got College Station versus Hendrickson, 58-14 for the final. Then Westwood and Hutto. Hutto wins 42-24 for the final.
And that's it. That's it on the updates.
Or it looks like Lake Belton and Eastview are actually tied in the fourth quarter.
Oh, that's Eastview's been playing some exciting football games. So this district's going to be tough going down the stretch. I mean, it looks like to me that there's a lot of even teams. I mean, even as much as Leander has dominated tonight's game, we've seen Glenn not lay down and continue to try to battle back. And where the Lions had a double-digit lead and really 3-score lead for a big chunk of the game, we're down to a 2-possession game, and it's under 10 points. So you can't count anyone out until those clocks are that game clock's at zeros. So Armando Don Juan will come out. Armando. You know, that is just a great football name, I think, Armando Don Juan. I love it.
Right, he's the one.
Well, it's a literary character, and then throw on Armando up there. So that kick is deep.
Squib.
As they tried to get an onside, but not the traditional kind, but hustling to cover that football for Leander. Didn't see the number. I think it was Steriker, but I'm not 100% sure, because I expected the kick to go much shorter than that. Right. They kind of Don Juan kicked it to the area where there was no one at, and the returner had to hustle up to cover that football. Looks like they're going to give it to the Lions on the 28-yard line there. Grizzlies do have 2 timeouts. So you can expect them to stop the clock at least twice here, trying to get it back one more time. 90 or 67 seconds. Sorry, not 97. 60. There's the midway math again. 67 seconds remaining in tonight's ball game. Victory formation for the Lions.
The best formation in football.
And we have a timeout, Leander, right before the snap. And it was because the play clock was down to about 2 seconds. And Coach Price wanted to ensure that they don't move any distance in reverse unless it's to kneel the football. So we'll take the timeout with them. And again, remind you that we have the Killeen Chaparral game is next Friday in Killeen. Let's see if I can determine when the next podcast is. If I can find that. Let's see here. Well, I'll get you that here in a minute. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be on October 15th at the Lucky Rabbit. So we still have about 11 days out from that. If you can make it out, then please do so. Support your Lions in a long delay there.
And if you're listening, October 15th is the deadline for them taxes.
Yeah.
Get them taxes in.
It's April 15th, isn't it?
Well, that was the extension.
The extension.
15th, yeah.
Okay. So it's a quick timeout by the Glen Grizzlies with 1:03 remaining. And so they're down to their final timeout. The Lions have 3 plays. With the play clock at around 25 seconds, they can get real close to burning this out entirely. In fact, I think they can do it even with another timeout in Glenn's pocket. Glenn's going to do everything they can to delay this inevitable loss that Leander just is going to put on them here at their homecoming. As they say, whose house? Our house.
Right, we just come to collect rent today.
That's right. So Logan Mitchell in the pistol with Demarion Gordon beside him. It's Camarion Gordon. I don't know why I keep doing this. They're going to hand to Gordon straight ahead. He'll be tackled, and the Grizzlies will burn their final timeout at 59 seconds remaining. So the Lions have 2 plays to burn off the clock. So they'll run a play here, and that'll burn off about, probably 4 or 5 seconds at minimum. And then they'll have 25 seconds that they could burn off. And looks like there'll be a little bit of time if Leander decides to punt. But it's going to be close. Regardless, they're going to come out of tonight with the victory, and that's all that really matters in the long run. You come out with a win, and you're 2-0 in district play, which it's I can't even tell you when the last time the Lions were 2-0 in district play. It was probably back when you played.
Hey, we're on the right track.
Probably not that many years ago.
Precursor.
Yeah.
For a good season.
Well, it really does give the Lions the inside track at a postseason berth, and ultimately that's what you want, is to get into the extra games in the postseason and see if you can make a run like Lion teams of the past.
Yep.
Mitchell looking to throw, taking his time with the football, and then takes a knee. Clock burns down to 50 seconds. It's still moving, so about 35 seconds. There's about 8 or 9 seconds difference between the play and the game clock. You could even take a penalty, but it's not going to help in terms of stopping the clock. So it is 4th down. Yeah, the Lions are out of timeouts as well. The play clock down to 10 seconds now. Game clock at 20 as they bring out the punting unit.
Oh.
Rodriguez able to get it out of there, even though he dropped it. And a return attempt is wrapped up at about the 18, or 15 rather. And so really Rodriguez dodged a big bullet there because he dropped that snap and it was in the end zone, but he was able to get it out to the 15 with 10 seconds remaining. The best Glenn can do is cut it to 1, and that's going to be hard for them to do. But they're in the huddle now. They'll have a chance to run one play unless it falls incomplete before that 10 seconds expires, and I would expect them to throw this football with 10 seconds remaining, down 9. They have 3 receivers at the top of the formation, 1 in a wing back. They roll that direction. Duke will be looking at the end zone. It's incomplete, and so there'll be one more play as there are still 5 seconds remaining on the game clock. Can't make it easy. We got to make it
right.
a little bit exciting, right?
I give it up to the Grizzlies. They definitely didn't just sit there and take on the chin.
They continue to battle.
They own that fourth quarter,
and they've still got opportunities ahead of them, but they're gonna have to get ahead of teams and not have to rally.
It's hard to stop them Lions when they're hungry.
Yeah, it is. So Doubleby
there you go.
Gets one pass off, and it's intercepted by the Lions. So another turnover for Leander to end the game. And we'll go on ahead and wrap up the broadcast here tonight. We won't go on camera, Frank, but give us your thoughts on the end of the game.
Hey, the keys to the city belong over here on this side. Well, Baghdad. Leander played good defensively, offensively. They were sound. I love to see the stacked tackle box with the defense.
Yeah, I liked seeing the 5-3.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, like I said, Glenn had 486 yards the previous game, but that was not the story tonight.
Yeah, I just want to credit again. We said it a few times, or at least I have, and I think you agree. The coaching scheme for tonight's game, it was very effective. It enabled the Lions to get out on top and keep Glenn at bay because we saw some big runs, but ultimately, other than 2 or 3 big run plays, the Lions shut down the Glenn offense to just minimal gains. There was 1 or 2 pretty good pass plays, but ultimately it was a night for Leander as we win our second homecoming in a row.
Now, those coaches are doing a great job, a heck of a job getting those kids in line for whoever we're playing or whatever scheme it may be. Like, these kids look great out here.
Well, we'll go on ahead and close out the broadcast. We want to thank you for listening to Lion Football here on SHN, our broadcast partner. For Frank Rodriguez, Juan Alanis, Ben Alanis, and Peter Casimir, thank you for listening. Roll Pride.
Go Lions.